Getting out Santa Tuesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. 2 o'clock. Your chime check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Blues back in action tonight, and they're actually back at home. First time since
2 home games in a row.
Sunday? 2 games in a row. I think this is the first time they've had back-to-back home games since the 2018-19 season. Or so it has felt. Tonight, Blues, Devils pregame right here on 101 ESPN starting at 6 o'clock. And Jamie, Carey, Marshy, Blues look to sweep the season series. This is a Devils team that has played very well, but the Blues got them in New Jersey 3-0 despite being outshot and at times outworked. But they got the dub no matter, regardless. So what should we be looking for in tonight's game? What are you keying on?
Well, look, the last time they played the Devils, they got out to a great start. With 3 goals really quick in the first period, then barely touched the puck in the second. It was a Jordan Binnington show in the second period. And then come the third period, the Blues were a much better checking team. They played better defensively. They were better with the puck. Just much better game all around and hung on to win that game 3-0. That's the game where Jordan Binnington became the all-time wins leader for the St. Louis Blues, eclipsing what Mike Liut had posted before. But the big thing I remember is just how good the Blues played in the start, and then just the second period, how poorly it went for the Blues. And I don't know if that was the Blues that didn't play well, or if the Devils just upped their game. Now, the Devils are having a heck of a season this year. They're playing very well, and they've got a lot of guys putting a lot of numbers up on the board. They're a very fast team. They're well coached. They play tight defensively. You look at the standings. They've got 43 points right now. They're second place in the Metropolitan Division. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. They've won their last 2 in a row. So this team is a well-oiled machine right now, and they're probably going to be looking for revenge. And I don't blame them, because the Blues went into their home, took 2 points, shut them out, 3-0. So you got to be ready to go tonight. If you're not ready to go, it could be a really, really bad night for the Blues.
Jordan Kyrou has been a cornerstone player for the Blues this season. He's got the 4-game goal-scoring streak, and he takes that into tonight after scoring just 2 goals in a span of 11 games. Kyrou has scored 6 in his last 7. We talked about it yesterday, guys. You've got some stars, or at least let's not use the term stars. Let's just use the top players. Your top players are playing like your top guys.
St. Louis Stars is what we would call them.
It's the Dallas Stars. It's the St. Louis Blues.
No, we have St. Louis Stars.
Marshy, explain.
Our play, Marshy. Give us some insight into what
an example, please, would be great.
Well, an example I think we all know is Alec Burleson, or at least not yet, but could be. Could be. I think we always forget about that, or at least all 3 of you guys when I say that. But a St. Louis Star is someone that just embodies St. Louis, and you just can get behind them. They're not going to make the big headlines. They're never going to be on national TV, or no one's going to talk about them. But this town, this city, is going to love them. Absolutely love them. Whether it's their personality, the way they play the game, that's a St. Louis Star.
I don't. Well, I may have to retract that.
So Nathan Walker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nathan Walker. Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, if Burley's not there yet, Nathan Walker can't be there yet. According to Marshy's.
That's true, I guess.
He'd also fall into the could-be star one day. Could be St. Louis Star one day category.
Yeah.
Am I doing this right, Marsh?
I think Alec Burleson is a locked-in St. Louis Star.
Oh.
Like, I think it's...
No, Marsh just said we forgot that his caveat, the qualifier, is he could be someday a St. Louis Star.
But not today.
But not today.
Okay.
If Nathan Walker ends up being that productive, this Blues team will make the playoffs.
Well, you didn't say productive. You said somebody that just embodies St. Louis.
Well, they have to have production.
Okay.
I feel like the goalpost is being moved just a little bit.
Continuously.
Because I thought
just when I think I can score, I can't.
Yeah. That's frustrating.
It sure
don't
is,
keep
Carey.
changing the rules.
No,
I can play by whatever the rules
when
are,
you
but
think
once
you're going to score, and you can't, and you think you can score again, and you can't.
That's frustrating.
That is very frustrating.
That's not great. Well, I was saying Jordan Kyrou was a St. Louis Star, but maybe not yet. But he has been playing extremely well. He's been playing outstanding. He seems to be a player that is more aggressive. You talked about him taking the shot, not looking for that extra pass. If you're the best person for that role to shoot that puck at that time, then shoot it. And I think he's been doing that. I think the Blues overall have been playing well. And I know the Devils are playing well this year. They're a good team. I think the St. Louis Blues are going to take care of business tonight.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I want them to keep this thing going. We talked yesterday just about the standings, and when you look at the West, the Blues are right there. Last night, the Avalanche, who I picked to win that game, they fell flat on their faces, and so they didn't create any space from the Blues. The Blues right now are 3 points out of a playoff spot.
And 6-2-2 since Montgomery replaced Drew Bannister. So they're heading in the right direction here.
Yes.
I don't know what, Jamie, you've talked about plus and minus before, right? And it might not be the most accurate stat when it comes to how a player is actually performing, but it at least is some measure, right? Jordan Kyrou over the last 2 seasons has been a minus 38 player.
Is he a golfer?
Last season, he was a minus. Nope. He was a minus 12 last season. Again, take it or leave it, plus minus, a flawed stat. He's a plus 4 in 32 games this season. So if nothing else, even if you're not a big believer in plus minus or you don't take much out of it, clearly he has turned around his game from a year ago and even the last 2 seasons to emerge as a guy now that I think he's developing into a consistent player.
Yeah.
And that's how you go from good to great. Or that's how you go from reliable to, I know exactly what we're going to get out of you. We know exactly what we're going to get out of Robert Thomas. We know exactly what we're going to get out of Jordan Binnington. If Jordan Kyrou can become that guy, and he's reliable, look out. But we want to ask you, has he changed your mind this season? Leave us a mic drop via the 101 ESPN Schaefer Door Company mobile app. Has Jordan Kyrou changed your mind this season when it comes to his overall play, his upside, what he means to the organization? Or do you still look at it and like, nope, seen enough. I know what he's making. Forget it, because that seems to always factor in.
Well, it's funny you say that.
There it is.
We go to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Jump in anytime, participate. From 314, a St. Louis Star should outperform their salary, which rules out Kyrou, is what they said.
It's a great definition.
It really is.
It's a great definition.
Whoever sent that really does have the kind of the pulse.
And they have my back.
Of St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah. Now another one from the 636. Jake Neighbors is going to be a St. Louis Star.
That I can see.
That I can get.
I can get behind that.
I said that like 2 weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah, but
Yep.
Thank you, Carey. I know you didn't have my back yesterday during the Heisman conversation, but thank you.
I learned
he
my
did
lesson.
not have your back. He just
he was on the fence.
He didn't have it.
I didn't have
anything.
Nah.
He was like, well.
You kind of just grabbed another beer while Marsh took a beating. And you're like,
I didn't even offer him one.
I got you, Marsh.
I waited
You're
until
fine.
they were done. You're good. Nah. It builds character.
Yeah. But I could see Jake Neighbors being this. So, Marsh, I could see that. Great point that you brought up a couple of weeks ago, Marsh, on Jake Neighbors.
I think Alec Burleson can be that.
We got a question from Grant Francis' fan club. What's more likely, Walker a 20-goal season at any point in his career, or Burleson a 30-home run season as a Cardinal?
Walker.
I say Burleson. Yeah, Walker. I like Nathan Walker. I love watching him play hockey. I think he's an awesome dude.
You think it's Burley?
What's that?
You think it's Burley?
I think it's Burley, just because Nathan Walker in his career, I don't even know if he's gotten 10 goals in his career.
What did you say, 20 goals?
20 goals.
In a season?
In a season. Let me make sure I read it.
Yachty once hit like 20 home runs in a season.
So the most goals Nathan Walker's had, 21-22, he had 8. And in 23-24, he had 7. Now, he only played 30 games when he scored 8 goals and 45 games when he scored 7. So maybe
he might be, yeah.
Maybe I still say that Alec Burleson has a greater chance of hitting 30 home runs.
He hit 21 a year ago.
Yeah.
In almost 600 plate appearances. I don't know.
You don't think so? It's going to be tough for him?
He's a young guy.
Okay.
But you also have to look at this, Anthony.
22 in the minors.
Nathan Walker averages just about 11 and a half minutes per game.
This is less about Nathan Walker and more about Alec Burleson probably not hitting 30 home runs in a season. That's kind of where I'm at.
The question had both.
What if it's neither?
I understand.
Can it be neither? Can you go?
No, I
don't like to be forced in the box. I don't like to be forced in the box. I'm claustrophobic.
Carey's an all of the above or none of the above guy.
Seems to me like you like that.
I don't. Yeah. Say it again, Marshall, whatever.
You're an all of the above or a none of the above
There you go.
guy.
Either or. I don't live in a gray area.
Nah. Yeah. Hey, Blues fans, enter the Verizon Discover NHL Winter Classic sweepstakes. It's your chance to see your St. Louis Blues take on the Chicago Blackhawks on New Year's Eve in the Discover NHL Winter Classic. It's in Chicago. One winner will receive 4 tickets to the game plus a $3,000 gift card. Visit select St. Louis area Verizon locations or go to 101ESPN.com and enter by this Wednesday, December 18th. Again, this Wednesday, December 18th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal resident of Missouri or Illinois. Age 18 years or older to enter. You can get full details now at 101ESPN.com. Congratulations to Andrew Marsh's Vikings.
Yes.
Put an absolute beating on the Bears last night. A broken franchise, to say the least.
That team is terrible.
Are the Vikings a legit Super Bowl contender? And are the Bears completely broken?
Hey, there was a second Monday Night Football game, too.
I thought I was going to say, like, the division. Super Bowl. Sorry. Go ahead.
Football was set back in that second Monday Night Football game.
Makes sense.
Did you watch any of that?
Oh, I had both games
I didn't even turn it on.
Not 1 minute of it. I turned it over as halftime. I was like, well, you had your chance.
The Falcons were an inch away from losing that game.
I've never been more embarrassed following a victory. That was the worst victory in NFL history. Football was set back last night in Las Vegas.
It's hard to win in the NFL. A win is a win.
I got issues with you, too, Carey. I got big issues with you. Your crap that you're spewing last week about Kirk Cousins. It's not all his fault. We're going to get to you. You. Monday Night Football recaps next on 101 ESPN.
All right, if you're looking for something to do tonight after work, head over to Twin Peaks in Maplewood. They've got a great happy hour over there. In fact, nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. They're going to have great specials. There'll be food items available, certain cocktails that are there available for a special price. They've got a great selection of bourbons. They've got great selection of the vodkas and flavored vodkas and all the different beers available. And kids, if you're listening, don't worry about it. They make an awesome Shirley Temple over there at Twin Peaks. And of course, let's not forget about the OG, the 29-degree man-sized draft. They got that nice frosty mug, little ice in there. Oh, so good. And you pair that with any of the food items that they have available on the menu. Those flatbreads are really good, especially for that happy hour. You just want a little something, share it with somebody, maybe a friend. It is great. The Blues game will be on tonight on the TVs, have other sporting events as well. Just tell them what you're looking to watch. They'll do their best to hook it up for you. And the staff is awesome. Any questions about the menu, they're going to let you know what's good, what's bad, all that stuff, whatever they like, and they're going to have a great time when you visit my friends over at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
So Jamie laughed at this, but I want to know his true feelings on this.
Okay.
We'll get to him in a second here. Marsh, I think that your Vikings are a legit Super Bowl contender.
Thank you.
And it's not just, they're playing the Bears last night. It's the full body of work here. Sam Darnold has played phenomenally well. Had there been quarters and halves or doesn't look good? Yeah, but it's going to happen in the NFL. They can run the ball. They have 3 distinct weapons in the passing game, from Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the league, Jordan Addison, perhaps the best number 2 wide receiver in the league, TJ Hawkinson in the middle, the defense led by Brian Flores. I think they're a legit Super Bowl contender. Again, not just after last night, because it is
put
the
the
Bears.
cough syrup down, please.
But if they win the division, and they still have an opportunity to, you don't want to go to Minnesota. That's still a tough environment to play in.
Anthony, they could get the first round bye if they went out.
They could.
Depending on the strength of schedule, of course.
Mm-hmm. So Jamie doesn't feel as though that they're capable of going to the Super Bowl, but what say you?
I think they can.
There you go, Marshy. There's the old kiss of death right there.
I said I think
They'll lose
they
out
can.
now.
They're
They'll lose out.
They're not going to lose out.
Well, they got the Seahawks will win that. Then they got the Packers and Lions. They'll lose those 2 games.
Don't you wink at me.
That's what. Do you think they're going to beat the Packers?
They already have.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to beat them?
Yeah.
They beat
For
them
real.
In Minnesota?
They beat them at Lambeau
I do.
earlier, so they played the
Carey, what do you
bank.
think?
They let them get back into the game. It was a 2-point win, if I'm not mistaken. They were up big.
Yeah.
And then
They were 28-0. I thought they were going to pull Anthony's Falcons.
Yeah, Green Bay started.
Which time?
The one time is the only one
the
that
Super
matters.
Bowl one, based on the score.
I mean, you could pick out 15, 20 of those games for the Falcons. I mean, they could have had one last night.
Hey, lay off the Falcons. They won.
No, I won't. I'll get to them.
They won.
Yeah.
Ish.
Anthony, I think ultimately you're eating paint chips on this prediction.
So if things, obviously, it's not ended right now because, as you said, Detroit could take another step back and the Vikings could win the division. They also could get the number 1 overall seed depending on what Detroit and Philadelphia do. But where it stands right now, they would be playing the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles if the playoffs started today. They don't. I get it. I know. But let's just say for kicks and giggles, it does. I don't think that they beat the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles. This is my opinion.
Gotcha.
We are all entitled. I told you yesterday.
Who's covering Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, they did lose. They did lose to the Rams already.
Thursday night, short week. Refs missed a bad one. You know that.
Marcy, you know what the problem is now? Anthony's getting on the Vikings bandwagon.
Yeah, it worked last year.
It did
Damn
not.
right it did.
Whoa. No. But he got on at the bye week last year. He's jumping on the bandwagon now.
Let me remind you that
The
I jumped
Vikings-
on the Chiefs bandwagon last year. They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, a week
Last
before
2
the Super
years,
Bowl.
UConn. Fire up Huskies. So please, Jamie, please, go ahead. Tell him.
Carey, watch.
Jumped on the Matthew Tkachuk bandwagon as well. Panthers won.
Here's the thing: if they lose, at least I have somebody to blame.
Yes.
That's fine.
That does work.
I'm
out
used to
way.
that role.
But for me, I think if the Vikings are able to get home field throughout, that would obviously be beneficial for them. I know Sam Darnold has played well. That's still my hang-up. Because I at some point, especially when you start playing good teams, playoffs, and they have an entire, it's just, to me, it feels like it's going to rear its ugly head. It hasn't for the most part this season. But playoff time, it's a different level of energy. It's a different level of intensity. And I would have to see it to say, okay, I believe it.
It's a different level of coaching, too, though.
I agree.
And Kevin O'Connell, I'll take Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores over a lot of the coaches and coordinators in the NFC. The Eagles might be more talented, but you get a Kellen Moore, Brian Flores matchup. I'll take Flores all day long on that. And Nick Sirianni, the bumbling idiot in the fourth quarter, yelling at fans and stuff like that. That's going to be bad.
I disagree.
We all see that coming, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
I see that coming.
Thank you.
I think they're a Super Bowl contender. Am I like, they're going to the Super Bowl? Am I singing songs and stuff about them?
Whoa.
No.
I mean, I am.
Wow.
Whoa, that was a shot.
That was
a big shot.
That was a big
direct shot.
Wow.
I mean, Move out the way.
A little spicy in there today.
Here we go. No, it hit you right in the forehead.
I didn't see it. I didn't even see it. I heard it. Boom. Whoa, what happened? Whoa.
Had a ghillie suit on with that shot.
Yeah, you did.
You had no idea where it was coming from. But I mean, come on, like this team has ruined my years before. Like let's not. I don't want to get ahead of ahead of myself here. But
look at all the fun they've given you. Though.
They have. This team was not even supposed to make the playoffs. Like
this team was supposed to be last place in the division.
Like
well, there were some people. Jamie's right. There were some people.
Sam Darnold as the starting quarterback. Carey Davis, don't BS me. The very first day, you'd be like, that team sucks. Justin Jefferson's going to want out of there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for
being honest. There were some people that loved.
The Bears are.
The last 2 years, people have loved the Bears.
You loved the Bears before they played a game. All you're talking about was Caleb Williams.
What I said was they should have kept Justin Fields. I didn't see a point of going in a different direction and getting Caleb Williams. And it looks like I wasn't wrong.
It doesn't matter because that organization is completely broken.
They are. They are
top
terrible.
down.
That's a 10-year rebuild right there.
You need new owners. That ownership group is terrible. And they continue to put people in place that they might have opportunities to get guys like Caleb Williams, but they're going to muck it up. Like, how much different do they look now compared to where they were a year ago?
That's what I'm saying. Like, with Justin Fields at quarterback, they were a better team.
Yes.
Watching them play now, it is. And I was a fan. I am a fan of Caleb Williams. I feel like at some point he will catch on. Mm-hmm. He had a wide open route to score a touchdown. First of all, they also have bad luck. Maybe it's bad coaching. Doug Kramer came in and didn't report himself eligible, lined up at fullback. You score a touchdown, bring it back.
Happen?
I don't know.
Settle for a field goal.
I don't know. But then you had Caleb Williams. I think it was Roma Dunze or Keenan Allen. I think it was Keenan Allen. Ran cover 2 corner, ran past him. He's wide open, and you throw the ball out of bounds, like this, and. I am a huge body language guy. Like, your body language will tell me a lot. He's on the sideline falling over. If you don't get your ass up and toughen up and tighten up, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares, man. You're having a bad day. You've had a bad year. Figure it the fast lane out because nobody gives a damn about your feelings. You know what the opposing team is doing? They're looking at it and they're saying, go hit him in his mouth again. Make him quit. Make him not want to play football, not just today, but ever again. Legally. Hit him in the face. Hit him in the shoulder pads. Put him on the ground and let him have his offensive lineman continue to pick him up. He'll quit. And that's what I see with his body. Like, he's quitting. If you can't sit up straight, chin up, chest out, go find something else to do and find a different profession. Because this ain't going to be it if this is how you respond when things don't work well for you.
Who saw that coming?
Jamie.
You did.
At USC.
You did.
Yeah.
I thought the crying in the stands, I didn't have a problem with it. It was an emotional thing. But this is worse than going to your mom and crying in the stands. This is
He's pouting.
This is not football is a
he doesn't
testosterone driven.
Yeah. It's an animalistic sport.
And if you don't have any bite in you, you're going to get bit often and you're going to tuck your tail and run away.
He doesn't galvanize the troops.
No.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. I mean, you talk about the one throw. He had somebody wide open for a first down earlier in the game too. I mean, right in front of him, and you never saw him. I don't think he knows what he's. I think he's just panicked. I think he's shell shocked. There was a moment, third quarter, fourth quarter, where he jumped.
Yeah.
He jumped out of the. It was. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had somebody kind of in the vicinity, and he jumped.
Well, he thought they were going to tackle his legs.
Yes, so he did the high step.
Ghosts. I think he jumped up in the air, and then he spun
backwards,
around.
He took a shot while trying to throw it deep. Yeah.
You get hit enough with people like you're taught. I got to keep my eyes downfield. I trust the people in front of me, the running back, the lineman, to make sure I don't get hit so I can step up into this throw. Yep. You get hit enough, you start looking and seeing, I know he ain't blocked nobody yet. Whoa, okay. He ain't blocking.
Right.
Okay. He got him. Oh, too late.
But that front office got him the weapons, all right, because that's all we heard. That's all we heard. Just give more weapons. But that's what we heard for Justin Fields.
This is a situation where I feel like it is more Caleb Williams because I saw Justin Fields have success last year.
Some success.
More success than this. This is bad.
This will not improve until the front office figures it the fast lane out. You took nothing against Rome Odunze. He's a good player. You took Rome Odunze in the same offseason that you brought in Keenan Allen, you had DJ Moore, you had Cole Kmet. You decided to give another Caleb Williams another wide receiver? It's Chicago. You're going to be playing in cold weather, and you better be physical.
Anybody have a dome. Don't worry about it.
You got to get an offensive lineman. You drafted another wide receiver. Tell me you don't know what you're doing without telling me you don't know what you're doing.
And the rookie offensive lineman, forgot his name. First start. Yeah, first start. Not great.
Meanwhile, Minnesota's losing offensive linemen. They're good. Good organization. They come up. Got the depth. You've got the coaching. Last night it was like one organization that knows what it's doing, Minnesota, and 3 others that don't. That's what really Monday Night Football was last night. Minnesota knows what it's doing. The other 3, good luck.
Yeah, that second game was...
It set football back.
Pretty rough.
10 years.
Pretty rough.
10 years. Set football back. All right. That's Andrew Marsh. He's got what's trending next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take on the New Jersey Devils tonight, and you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Joe Vitale later in the show around 5:30, so stay tuned for that. Once again, Blues and Devils tonight on 101 ESPN. Last night, Monday Night Football, we just got done talking about it. There were 2 games. The Vikings defeated the Bears 30-12, and the Falcons inch one out against the Raiders 15-9. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
What's trending now in the world of sports?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
What's Trending Now is brought to you by Goodwill, creating opportunities and changing lives. Together, building a brighter future. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the NBA All-Star Game is one of the worst things that anyone could ever watch, and it's changing now. According to ESPN, it is now going to be an all-star tournament this season. The league announced today that it has finalized plans to use a different format for the upcoming mid-season showcase in San Fran. The season's format is a 4-team, 3-game, 1-night tournament with 3 teams of 8 all-stars apiece, and the 4th team being the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge for first and second-year players. The winning team in all games will be the first to score 40 points. Sounds like they're copying what the NHL's doing, Jamie.
Yeah, except, I don't know. What do you think of this stuff? I'm not big into the basket. I'm like, whatever.
I think anything you can do to try to make it better and more entertaining. I'm actually going to All-Star Weekend this year, taking my son, so I'm going to be, I'll let you know. I'll report back with a live report of how
sideline reporter.
Yeah, maybe they'll let me down on the court and I can get some interviews for you guys. Maybe not. But either way.
We look forward to those, Carey.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Let you know how that goes. But no, I think All-Star Weekend has become I don't want to say terrible event, but when you go from waiting for the dunk contest to now you want to see the three-point contest, the dunk contest has shifted. You don't have the star players playing in it, doing it anymore. And then the game, I thought a few years ago when they had the ending where you had to score a certain number of points, I thought that was pretty cool. But I guess having 4 teams and having a tournament-style matchup will be pretty good. I think it's going to be fun to see guys competing at that level. You got 8 guys. You said 8 guys on the team? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be good. Should be fun. Should be fine, fellas.
I keep seeing things that the NBA ratings are down this year, like astronomically.
Like 48%.
Basketball
what is going on?
So, I was just talking to Jackson about this. What's your opinion?
This 3-point party is boring. I don't even want to watch it. I'd rather watch paint dry.
Yeah.
And that's not fun either.
No.
You can go 4, 5, 6 possessions without anybody scoring a bucket because all they're going to do is dribble, make somebody cross over, pick, shoot, and miss. And it could go that way. Both teams could do that for 4 or 5 or 6 possessions where nobody is scoring. Nobody's going to the basket. Nobody's getting fouled. Nobody's playing basketball. It's like watching bad basketball at Planet Fitness or at the Y or Lifetime Fit. Name a gym, and no offense to those guys, I've been one of those guys. Nobody wants to go to the hoop. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to land on an ankle. So you shoot threes and you don't shoot a high percentage, and it's terrible to watch. It is not appealing. And some people blame Steph Curry for this because he was the one that initially come down shoot, but he's a really good shooter. Everybody else is not as good, and so coaches have this is the analytics part of it where, the analytics say a 3 is much better than a 2. If you make it, yeah, it counts for more. But if you make 5 layups, make 1 3, I think you're scoring more by
2 layups.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
That's
But
math.
good job. Thank you. But nobody wants to go to the hoop. They feel like if I shoot 45 threes, I'm going to hit 6, 8, 10, and I made up those points. So, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. I think that's part of the reason why basketball has become the way that it is now.
Mm-hmm. Guys, this is interesting. I don't know if I believe Coach Andy Reid, but the Chiefs are preparing for Patrick Mahomes to start Saturday's game against the Houston Texans. But if Carson Wentz has to play, Coach Andy Reid says we have full confidence in Carson. If he has to step in and play, then I think everybody, coaches and players, has full confidence that he can go in and do a nice job. Guys, do you have confidence in Carson Wentz?
I think Carson Wentz can play for a game or two. That's really all you want your backup to play anyways. Like a backup can step in and play a couple of games. Jameis Winston ignited the Browns for a couple of games. Unfortunately, he's a true backup quarterback. He's already being benched. It gets beyond, like, when you have to start 4 games, 5 games, that's when typically the backup proves that he's not starting. But can Carson Wentz go in there and beat the Texans at home? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, let's not forget, like, although Carson Wentz hasn't had a decorated career, he did have like an MVP season.
He was until he tore his ACL
and
in the end zone.
Nick came in and all that stuff. But here's my concern for the not really a concern for the Chiefs, but what's the Texans defense like? Because the following 2 games are against the Steelers defense and then the Broncos defense. They're 2 very good defensive teams.
Yeah.
To where I have less confidence in Carson Wentz for those games.
Sure.
But the Texans defense, what is it?
The Texans defense is pretty good. It's behind Pittsburgh and Denver, but they got after. I mean, they just held Tua and the Dolphins to 12 points last week at home. That's not outdoors. That's not in the elements. That's not cold weather and all that. And they shut them down for the most part. So it's a tough draw. The issue though with the Texans, or what you feel good about if you're Andy Reid, the Texans can't move the ball right now offensively. I mean, their offense is taking a massive step back.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Could you get by with Carson Wentz for a game? Yeah,
I would. I told you before, I would consider sitting Mahomes. Let me rephrase that. Letting him heal over the next week, for sure, against the Texans, maybe even up against the Steelers to see how he's doing, because this Chiefs team's looking to make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Winning the regular season, doesn't matter. They know it doesn't matter that much. Yes, you'd like to buy, I get it, all that stuff, but you can still maybe even accomplish that anyways. So, I don't know. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm being very careful with Patrick Mahomes.
It's kind of what's most important is that first round bye. If you continue to win, having that first round bye, having home field throughout the playoffs, is that more important? Again, not having that first playoff game because only one team gets that. Or is it more important to, you're already in the playoffs, you've won the division, you're guaranteed at least one home game and then probably have to go on the road. Which one is more important to you? For me, I think it would be not allowing him to play if he is hurt. Like, don't put him in a position where he can get hurt worse, where he misses more regular season time and potentially playoff time with you not having that first round bye now. So it's just all about what they feel is in his best interest in terms of, and the team's best interest. If he can go, he's going. If he can go without hurting himself further or putting himself in danger, can you get away, if need be, from these players that are trying to tackle you, right? If you can, okay, cool. If you cannot, we're going to sit you down for a little bit and let this thing heal up.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it boils down to for me.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Rob Manfred mentioned something that, he said Major League Baseball needs to start marketing a certain position. Does he have a point? We'll tell you what the position is. Have that discussion next on 101 ESPN.
If you are thinking about selling your home anywhere in the St. Louis area, now is not the time to take a chance and just hope for the best outcome. Hey, Jamie Rivers here. I want to tell you about Gloria Lou from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria's name says it all. Your price is Gloria's promise. Gloria already has the buyers, and your home may already be sold. She's got ready buyers, by the way, in her exclusive database looking to buy a home in your price range and in your neighborhood. That's how Gloria is able to sell your home at your agreed-upon price, or Gloria will buy it herself, and she guarantees all of that up front and in handwriting. And if you need to sell and buy at the same time, Gloria's got the Sell and Stay program. I talked about that yesterday. Lets you stay in your home and buy your dream home, eliminating the hassles. Who you choose to sell your home is extremely important, and if you want to sell your home and purchase a home and get it done right and get to the closing table for both of those situations, Gloria Lou should be your first and only phone call. Her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com, and don't forget that Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date.
It's Fastlane on 101 to ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here is Rob Manfred, MLB commissioner. He's doing an interview with Chris O'Gorman on questions for cancer. And this was something that Rob Manfred talked about in terms of like what position they should be marketing more. Here's what Manfred said.
I don't think a specific inning requirement, even with exceptions, workable in our rule. It's just, I guess maybe the way to say it, just too blunt an instrument to fix this problem. I do see both problems as really serious. I think the injury issue, our physicians have studied this carefully. They continue to believe that the focus on velocity and spin rate is a significant cause of the increase in injuries. And, look, marketing the game, just think about a broadcast, right? The name or the face that you see the most in a broadcast is the starting pitcher. And the matchups of great starting pitchers historically have been important in terms of the marketing of the game. And I do think we need to get back to that.
Jamie?
What?
Your thoughts?
So he kind of, I thought he was going to, maybe I'm wrong, help me out here. He kind of was leaning into not an innings requirement, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I thought he was going to lean into an innings requirement. Mm-hmm. And I say Rob Manfred's a moron.
Yeah.
Just because sorry if that's too honest, Marshy. The Players Union would never go for that. Oh, you're telling me I have to pitch, but my arm got sore in the 4th inning, but I got to go to the 6th inning? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Go fast lane yourself, Rob.
Right. We're
going to walk out of here, and the owners are going to come back begging like you did last time. Because, you had these, those the big astronomical losses.
Yeah.
Whatever that donkey
Biblical.
said. Biblical losses.
Right.
So that's where I thought he was going with it. And then he kind of changed direction. And I don't know. I know you see the starting pitcher the most. He's right. He's right. But how many times do you stop doing what you're doing in the kitchen to go back and stand and watch the TV because a pitcher's going to throw a pitch? But the flip side of that, when Aaron Judge or Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani comes up to bat, you're putting the dish rag down, you're going, and you're saying, hang on a sec, little Timmy's on fire. That's all right, just roll him around. Ohtani's at bat.
Right.
So I think you could try and market the pitchers, but even when the pitchers were monsters in this league, you still marketed McGuire, Bonds, Sosa. Those were the guys. Yeah. Where even though you had stud pitchers, the guys that got marketed were the hitters. Mm-hmm. So I just think that he's trying to basically swim against the stream right now, and it's just going to be another Rob Manfred failure.
I don't know. I think it does. For me, pitching does matter, and it does bring more eyes to the TV. I go back to the World Baseball Classic. Everybody was excited. Shohei, who was he going against? He was going against Mike Trout. You wanted to see that. They were teammates, and you wanted to see if Shohei was going to be able to strike him out. And maybe it's because of who the batter was.
I think that's absolutely what it was.
But I think it was also you wanted to see what Shohei was going to do.
But that's also the best players in the world.
And I think that's who he's referring to, though. I don't think he's talking about, no offense to any pitcher here that's played here. I was going to say a name. I won't.
Say it.
I won't. No? Disparage anyone.
It's soft holiday season.
It's Christmas time, People's families are listening. You don't want to kick a guy when he's down or not down. Either way. But I do think pitching matters. I think I automatically, when I hear him talking about pitchers being the focal point, I think back to seeing those guys. I think about, I never got to see Bob Gibson, but I would have loved to, right? I would have loved to see him on the mound staring down a batter and saying, if you swing at this, I might throw this at your head. I don't know, maybe. Mm-hmm. Don't swing at it. Those things, I think of Pedro Martinez. I think of Roger Clemens when the bat gets broken off and he throws it at Mike Piazza. How dare you let your bat break and have it come near me? So, to me, I do think that the pitching matters, but I agree with you. I don't think managers nor players will ever allow it to go any further than they want it to, because analytics tell you we don't need to see him 3 times around, but he's the best pitcher ever. It doesn't matter. Hey, we're not going to see him a third time, face the lineup 3 times. So I think baseball is in a rock and a hard place in terms of getting more viewers, because what's more exciting? You want to see the home runs. That's what brought people back in '98. Yep. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa going on a home run chase. But I don't know. You won't have that again, because there was some other.
And that was just 1 year, too.
There were some other factors.
Do tell.
Well, no, they said the baseballs were juiced.
Is that juice balls that whole time?
And other things juiced. That's what they said. I just go by what I heard. I wasn't there to watch personally.
I was here watching it.
Yeah. So we do all remember
home run
that.
derby, that is. Not them juicing the balls.
Oh, okay. Or anything else.
All right, so we remember that year, but that was one season, and it was unique. Mm-hmm. But why do we typically tune into baseball?
To see the best players.
To watch our favorite teams.
Well, the best
baseball will not. My point is, baseball is not going to overcome that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I truly believe this. You can do all the things that you want to change up certain things, to make the bases bigger. You can do whatever. But I watch because my favorite team is playing.
And if
they're not in it, in June, I'm out.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, Anthony, are you sitting down? I know the answer to this already, but play along.
Yeah.
Are you sitting down watching 9 innings, pitch by pitch by pitch?
No.
Okay. I know that because you have a busy household.
Sure.
And I wasn't.
But even if I didn't, it'd still be tough.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But, and I'll go back to my original point. If it doesn't matter, pick Eric Fetty. Eric Fetty's on the bump for the Cardinals, and Juan Soto is coming up to bat. You're probably pulling up a chair.
Yeah, probably.
Because you'd like to see the matchup.
Sure. Yes.
But if it's Eric Fetty and player X, Y, or Z, some call up, you're continuing to dry the dishes and put them away.
Sure.
And you're listening, but
yeah.
you're not.
Yeah.
So that's my point, is the pitchers become relevant when the hitter is relevant. So to your Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, I can't use that because, he's such a unique guy. But for the most part, if Shohei Ohtani is pitching against, who's the guy that we had here?
Which one?
The one player.
Taylor Motter.
There it is.
Oh, Taylor
Hot
Motter.
sauce.
Gone but not forgotten.
All right. So Shohei Ohtani's pitching to Taylor Motter. You're not stopping what you're doing.
Nah.
You're not putting the grill on simmer. You're keeping it you're cooking.
So I'll push back on that because when Paul Skeens was pitching, of course I will. That's what I do. I push and you push, and then we both.
I like when you push back.
Paul Skeens is on the mound. You're tuning in. People showed up to see Paul Skeens. They gave him a standing ovation here. Like, they were excited to see Paul. They didn't care if he was pitching against Nolan Arenado or if he was pitching against Brendan Donovan or Victor Scott. Right? They wanted to see Paul Skeens and how they wanted to watch it. So I do think it's not so.
More people are excited to watch Paul Skeens throw against Taylor Motter or Paul Skeens. Well, remember the matchup. We all were tuned in watching Paul Skeens pitch against Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, you want to see that.
Yes.
Right, but I think it's about the star power. Like, you're only going to see Shohei bat 3 times. I'm sorry, you're going to see Shohei or Soto bat 3 or 4 times in a game. If they're rolling, maybe you get 5 or 6. But you're going to see this pitcher, hopefully, for 6 innings. Like, you're going to see him multiple times and get to watch him face more than 4 batters, more than 6 batters. Like, you're going to get to see that. So I think it's more about just the stars being stars. And I don't care. I don't think it matters what position it is. But I think if you're the star of that team, people want to see that person play.
And I definitely think the market kind of dictates the marketability, right? Like, if you're giving a buttload of money to a guy who only goes 5 innings, what's the incentive for other pitchers to go longer than 5 innings if they can just max out and go 5 innings?
Right.
Like, that to me is what is really dictating what these pitchers are doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the money, follow the money.
And same thing with positional players. If you're just going to hit home runs and that's it, and you're going to strike out 200-plus times, and you're given a buttload of money, well, then what's the incentive to lay down bunts and be like a different type of player?
Right, unless your team focuses on team play. I mean, it really comes down to the team level here. There's nothing really Rob Manfred can do about that. If you want pitchers to pitch deeper into games, you have to find actual pitchers and not just guys that are going to throw for 5 innings. But to your point, Marsh, you're incentivized because of the money, because of these contracts, to hit home runs and strike players out. That's it. That's where the game is right now. So until that changes, because the team says, you know what, we're going to prioritize actual pitchers. Guys are going to pitch deep into games, protect the pen, and then we're going to have the best 7, 8, 9 setup. Then forget it. You're going to get 5 and divers because these guys are still being paid. Blake Snell just got a massive contract. He
was my example.
He has been the 5 and dive guy. I know he's got a no-hitter last year, but he has been over his career. The Athletic put together an NHL trade board.
Oh, boy.
And one of the Blues players is second on their list. We'll tell you who it is and how much sense it makes for the Blues to either keep this player or trade him next on 101 ESPN.
If you're looking to check into car or home insurance, please call Tracy Bibb with the Bibb Agency. A couple things. One, they're not just some 1-800 number that you're going to call and talk to somebody different every time. They're also not going to guarantee you just a low rate and then undercover you, which happened to me a long time ago. Thought I was getting a great rate. Well, yeah, because I wasn't covered properly. Tracy Bibb saw that and corrected it. And now Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, they fight for the lowest rate they can possibly get, but they know that they have to have the proper coverage, and I feel comfortable every day knowing that I have the proper coverage. And the personal customer service that you get from the Bibb Agency is fantastic. My daughter's been in a fender bender, nothing crazy, but at the same time she was scared and called Tracy Bibb from the scene of the accident. Tracy was able to walk her through the process, send her insurance card, all the things, and it made everything so much easier to deal with. That's the kind of customer service that I love receiving, and that's the kind of customer service I want for all of you listeners. So please pick up the phone, call 314-328-4260. Again, that number is 314-328-4260. That's Tracy Bibb. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
When he's contributing and, trying to kick in 20 goals like we've seen from him in the past, he's a player who can probably help get you into the playoffs. But he's just not doing that this year. He's close to, 27, 28 games, and he's scored in just 2 of them. And so I think if he's not helping you get in the playoffs, then it's time to move on. But then it's that catch-22. If you're not producing, then what can you get for that player? I think at this point, Jamie, the Blues would be probably thankful to move him. Obviously, you don't want to pay much of that salary in terms of retention with 1 year left on his deal, but I don't think they're looking to get anything back necessarily, just maybe give time for these other players and clear some cap room that Saad has taken up.
That was Jeremy Rutherford, who joined us yesterday. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic, and The Athletic put together an NHL trade board at 2.0. And as I teased, going into the break, there was one player from the Blues listed second. Now, if you just heard JR's clip, you know who that player is. It's Brandon Saad.
What?
So Chris Kreider was
the
number
Saad
one.
father?
Brandon Saad, 2.
Who's one?
Chris Kreider.
He'd look good in a blue note. Woof.
Straight up, maybe.
No, he makes a lot of money, though.
Chris Kreider set to make, what, $6.5 million a year?
Yeah. I think Saad 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah. We can set up a GoFundMe or something, get him on the team. He goes to the net.
What does just for the whole heck of it? Let me pull this up here. What Saad or what Kreider has left here on his contract?
So the contract term is 2027. So he has all of this year, 25 and 26.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's more. And he's an aging player, right?
He's 33.
Yeah, 33, 36 by the time. I don't know if Doug Armstrong would look to add that. He looks good. I mean, God, he's still fast. He can still play. But, yeah. Anyways, moving along.
So they wrote with Brandon Saad, power forwards with strong playoff resumes don't grow on trees. Saad's best days may be behind him, but he still profiles as a complimentary winger who can chip in with a little offense and handle a hard game. He's got one season beyond this one remaining on his contract, but he seems better suited for a cup-chasing team than the retooling Blues. It's notable that he was scratched immediately after Cam Fowler was acquired from Anaheim over the weekend because it's believed St. Louis will now be looking to ship out some salary. How much do you buy that?
I don't know about the salary thing here. Let's just go back. I'm on this website. Might as well use it properly. Is the, let's see here, the Blues. The Blues are currently sitting at, well, it's give me the cap space here, but it's not. Here we go, cap space. They got $3.9 million in cap space right now. Would they like to gain some cap space if they could ship out a player? Maybe Brandon Saad, if that's what they're choosing to do, and they can trade away the full 4.5, and you can then get back to 7.5, maybe $8 million in cap space. Yeah, you do it. And like, I don't even think there has to be a return on this, because if player X, Y, or Z, and in this case it's Brandon Saad, if he's not playing well, and he's not playing in your lineup where he should be, and then ultimately getting healthy scratched, you're telling yourself, your fans, and the player that you don't really require that player. So if that's the case, you try to find a team that will make a deal with you for little to no return. Because really what you're doing is you're creating cap space. So if there's a player, a third-line player, a fourth-line player, because that's what Saad is being used as this year. Right now he's playing fourth line tonight. Brandon Saad is a much better player than a fourth-line player, but he doesn't fit the bill as a fourth-line player. In fact, it's kind of like which one doesn't belong. So in my opinion, if you're the GM here or the president of hockey operations, you look to make a move where you alleviate the salary from your team and then either go find a $1.52 million player that you can slot in on your fourth line that is a real good fourth liner. Or you call up the Boston Bruins, and after you alleviate the 4.5, you call up the Boston Bruins and say, what are you guys wanting for Trent Frederick? He's a rental. We'd like to extend him. We know you're probably not going to, but third line, left wing, third line center, right there. He's only $2.5 million, I think, is what he makes. So you're gaining $2 million to the good that way, doing caveman math here.
Right.
And you're getting a player that's not only serviceable, but you need that type of player in your lineup. You don't have that guy. I shouldn't say it. You do. It's your captain. But enough already with that.
Yeah.
Can we let Braden Shen just play the game? And then let somebody else take care of the rough stuff and keep the flies off all the other players.
Right.
So that's kind of where my head goes with all of this. But, Brandon Saad, for that matter, is, I mean, he's a great player. He's just having a really tough season. And when I say great, not many guys in the NHL, year after year after year, score 20 goals. And when you look at his resume, last year, 26 goals. The year before, 19. We'll call that 20-ish, right? Like, can I call it 20? You're going to hold me to the...
No.
Okay.
Yeah. 20-ish.
20-ish. 26, 19, 24. In 44 games with Colorado, he had 15 goals. And then 21 goals in 58 games, 23, 18, 24, 31, 23, 19. Like, he is a perennial, 20-goal scorer. some team that's looking to contend that need a third-line left winger would love to have Brandon Saad.
So are we, and I say we, like us in the Blues, could we be quick to, move on from Brandon Saad? Maybe he just hasn't hit that spark yet. Like, what if he is traded and hits a spark? Would we say, oh, man, like we shouldn't have traded that guy? Or could it be a new place, better opportunity, one of those ordeals? Or is this like hey, we should maybe move on because it's not working here, and then whatever happens, happens?
Well, I think he's played like 17 games or something like that alongside Robert Thomas and or Braden Shen so far this year. So he's had opportunity to play with some. It's not like the training camp broke and he was put on the fourth line.
Right.
And then the player would have the argument of, well, I've never got to play with the right minutes or the right people and the right this or that. Like, no, you did. You had a chance. And when Pavel Buchnevich was your number one center and Thomas was hurt, you were playing on the first line. And it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. But again, I have to go back to saying that I do think that Brandon Saad will find his stride at some point here, but is it going to be too late or is it too little too late when you're the Blues? Like you're in a dogfight right now. You're trying to make a playoff push here. You're 3 points out of a playoff spot. You don't have a lot of offense in your lineup. You just don't. You got your top three guys, Jake Neighbors that chips in, but then like as far as like dynamic scoring, like Radek Faksa's not a scorer. Toropchenko's not a scorer. Sonny's not a scorer. Walker's not a scorer. Joseph not a scorer. Like you have a lot of guys that are not like known for their goal scoring. Brandon Saad is known to score 20 goals a year, pretty much. So you have to find a way to replace that somehow, which is why with the Trent Frederick, he's certainly not as decorated as Brandon Saad, but he did score 16 goals playing for the Bruins. He's got the ability to do it, but he also brings something unique to the table that none of the Blues can do. Trent Frederick can drop the mitts with Ryan Reeves and be just fine, and you don't want Braden Shen doing that, so there's also value in that.
Yeah. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do have our Sports Six-Pack coming up. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Don't forget, you can also send us your mic drops on Jordan Kyrou. Has he changed your mind this season? Has he altered your perception or perspective on him? Send us a mic drop via the 101 ESPN Schaefer Door Company mobile app. Again, has Jordan Kyrou changed your mind this season with his performance? We're taking your mic drops on that, and we'll air those at some point in the second half of the show. But we do have our Sports Six-Pack next.
If you love betting on sporting events, you're absolutely going to love Circa Sports Illinois. They are the best in the business. They've got the best odds, the tightest money line splits, payouts. They got the great player props, and you got the parlays that are awesome. There are no betting limits. They've got exceptional customer service. And all of this was the vision of my friend Derek Stevens, who wanted to create the world's largest sports book as far as a casino is concerned, and he did so. Circa Sports Las Vegas. If you've ever been, it's an amazing, amazing spot. You have the world's biggest sports book. You watch any game that's going on right there. Well, now that's right there in the palm of your hand. And you can download the Circa Sports Illinois app from the website or find it at the App Store. And you can get online and check out whatever matchups you're looking to get into. And knowing that this is exactly what old school Vegas bettors are using. They're using this website. Tonight, if you're looking at it, I like a couple of plays. The two plays that I like are the Montreal Canadiens on the money line. They're at plus 110. They're playing the Buffalo Sabres. They're a dumpster fire right now. I think the Canadiens, even though they're an underdog, are a solid choice there. And I think the LA Kings are a solid choice at minus 140 on the money line against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Those are just two options that you can find over there at Circa Sports Illinois, the app. Remember, you don't want to miss out on the action, so download and bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you're someone you know have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Common Service text line 314-399-9646.
Question number 1.
From the 217, what do you guys think of the NFL schedule for the next week plus? Does it drive players crazy?
I mean, Wednesday is weird. Playing on days that you don't normally play on, like having a Christmas Day game. I get it. The NFL is trying to take over everything, sports, even the holidays. But I think it's just weird. Like your body, you are on a schedule. I was telling Jamie took my chair earlier, and I'm a creature of habit.
What the hell is that all about?
I'm trying to get to it, right?
You've been harboring that for an hour and 17
minutes.
minutes.
His jacket on the chair. Every day I have the chair. That's why I'm having a bad day.
Carey gets 2 chairs, apparently.
Clearly, I've been doing it for a while now.
Oh, yeah,
Mr. Barry Bonds over there.
We can't get an office.
Is going to come in at some point.
Would you call him Carey Bonds?
We can't get an office that fits all 4 of us. But Carey, he gets 2 chairs.
That's correct.
That's why.
Okay, I see how this is.
Saying.
Is that why you sit with your back to us, too?
Well, yeah, until it's time to get on air. I'm usually, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Go ahead and insult me some more.
But no, we are creatures of habit. And so when you shift or change that just a little bit, especially with like days you're playing on, like I know in hockey you all don't normally play back-to-backs, but when you do get one, it's kind of like, okay, all right, it's a different mindset when you have to do something different from what you're doing. I'm not a fan of it because you can't tell me on one hand, we care about player safety. We're going to be steadfast in making sure that players don't play when they're hurt. But we're going to add an extra game, and we're going to make you play on less days rest. All right, don't worry about it. But we still care about your health.
You'll be fine.
No, it's fine. I know. Rest is important, but
we're going to pay you the same amount.
We're gonna add a game, and we'll give you less days to prepare for some of those games. But we care.
I think the Chiefs, though, the Chiefs are playing on Christmas.
Yeah, and they're playing the Steelers.
And both teams are playing on Saturday.
But that's a day less. Like it's still. You're still missing a day.
I got you.
You're changing the routine.
Yeah, both teams are. Yeah, Houston
to make yourself feel better.
Houston and Kansas City are playing at noon on Saturday, and the Steelers and Ravens are playing at 3:30.
But even that, we talked about Patrick Mahomes earlier. You think one more day of rest wouldn't allow him to be ready to play against the Houston Texans? But
For football Jesus, yeah.
But we can't. Yeah, him. They got football. That's Notre Dame. We've been through this. Like the touchdown Jesus.
Touchdown Jesus.
That's way different, Carey.
Way different.
Way different.
It's not the same?
No. Sorry, I called him football. Quarterback Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, now you're making more sense. But yeah, you're taking one day away for recovery because you got to take another day away the following week. So, no. To answer your question, Marcy, I know it went a long time.
Carey hates it.
I don't like it. Not a fan.
Question number 2.
What do I hate?
Carey's.
Oh, he does. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's well known. That's fine.
Carey Bonds should be a star of the day. I liked it.
Play with lots of guys that maybe didn't like me.
Yeah,
it's fine.
This one comes from FedEx Colton. In baseball, the Dodgers are buying championships, right? I believed before the season that the Nashville Predators were buying a championship, and they have fallen flat on their face. So is it because it's different sport? Is it because there's a salary cap? What is the difference?
Carey, your thoughts?
Oh, man, give me a second. My damn knee.
You pulled in his shirt and banged his knee up. First I looked down, I thought it was your face. Carey.
It's a good thought, Jamie.
Yeah.
Did the Oilers sign Connor McDavid? I'm sorry, the Predators, excuse me. The Oilers, obviously.
I was like,
the Predators
they drafted him, but then they kind of signed him.
Did the Predators... Maybe I did hit my head. Did the Predators sign Connor McDavid?
No. Not yet.
All right.
So they're not. So you're saying
did they sign Connor McDavid and add Cale Makar?
No, but they did. Like, I understand. I know what you're saying, but those are two of the best players in the NHL. But they did go out and sign Jonathan Marchessault, Steven Stamkos, Brady Shea. Like, they added some serious money to their salary.
There are active and impressive off seasons, and then there's the Dodgers and what they did.
My LA Dodgers.
They're more like the Mets from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say that.
And it didn't work out for them.
But when you look at it, they've only got $1.5 million in cap space, and they only have 22 of a possible 23 players on their roster. Why is that? Because they can't afford to put another player on the roster.
This is what happens, though, sometimes when you just bring in a bunch of pieces as opposed to, even if they're talented pieces, if you're not building a team, this is what could happen. You need to build a team. All the pieces need to come together. You win the offseason, all the fans get all excited because they're just looking at the names. But you as a front office should be better. You should know that you're trying to build a team. So what Nashville did was they hired a bunch of mercenaries and said, this will work, and it's not.
Here's their biggest mistake that they made, is they signed both Jonathan Marchessault and Steven Stamkos. They're literally the same player. Right-handed shot, right wingers, can play some center if needed, or their spot on the power play, all that. They're literally the same player, yet they gave out $13.5 million collectively for both of these guys, and they're fighting for ice time. I watch a Predators game, and there's only one puck on the ice, and which is why building a team is so important. You can't just collect talent in the NHL. Baseball, you can collect talent because it's an individual game within a team sport.
Right.
Hockey's way different. And so they're always kind of they want to be the guy on the power play, want to be the go-to guy. Well, there's only room for one of you. So that's where they went wrong there. That's one mistake. The second mistake they made was UC Saros. Okay, they had Askarov in the minors.
Juicy.
Who is projected to be maybe the best young goalie prospect across the NHL. Fantastic minor league career, was ready to make the jump. Then they signed Saros. So he has this year plus 8 more. So 9 more years of the juice. Problem is, the juice is hard to hit. And he's a little guy.
It's not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, it's not. So Juice is going to be under contract till 38 years old with the Nashville Predators. So when they signed him, Askarov said, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here. I want to trade. So they traded him, and he's in San Jose now. He'll be their goalie of the future, mark my words. But you'd have been better off to move on from UC Saros, let the young guy go get a reliable veteran backup. So like a Mackenzie Blackwood or Stolars, like the Leafs got him. You get one of those guys who could play 40 games for you, maybe even 45.
Like a Chad Johnson.
No, Ocho Cinco is not good here when he played here. But you do that, and then you bring your young guy along, kind of like the Blues are with Joel Hofer. Now they have a big luxury because they have Jordan Binnington, but you ate up a ton of cap space with a goalie that is not an elite goalie. He's got some good numbers, but watch his play. It's starting to diminish, and you're stuck with this guy, and you lost your young goalie. And so that's where they went wrong. The two biggest mistakes they made were signing both Stamkos and Marchessault and then extending Saros for another 8 years, making it 9 total.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
But I'm shocked because Barry Trotz came in there. In his first order of business, he got rid of all the bad guys in the culture. He bought out Johansson. He bought out Matt Duchene. He bought out this guy. Traded that guy. Brought in O'Reilly. And last year, the Predators exceeded expectations. And they talked about their team game. And then he brings in a bunch of star players and ruins exactly what he was trying to accomplish.
Not great.
Yeah, it's just weird for me.
Question number 3.
From the 636, no specific question. Just want to know how you all did in the 101 ESPN Fantasy Football League. Who's doing good and who is not?
Go ahead, Marsh.
Anthony.
Anthony, you missed out on the playoffs.
Whoa.
We had Jamie. First of all, Jamie and I ran that team.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's a little difficult to win when your first 3 picks all go down with injuries for multiple weeks.
And you had buys the final week of the season.
That was the least of our problems. Jonathan Taylor missed multiple weeks. Puka Nacua, multiple weeks.
You almost squeaked it out, though.
But yeah, we did the best we could. We scoured. We scoured the waiver wire and buried the bodies. You know what? Down year. But you better catch us this year.
And you had a bye week.
Beat us now.
We're like the Lions before they became good.
Exactly.
That year, right before.
Yeah. You might as well beat us now. I mean, it's going to be a lot more difficult next year.
For sure.
I'm just looking at the roster. You don't have a bad team, man.
Thank you.
You got some guys.
Like we need Carey's approval.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. You got Kyle Pitts.
we had
a few guys.
Dak got hurt. We had two.
What did we have?
Hold on. At one point, we had 4 quarterbacks, just so I could pick out which one to use.
You got 4, you got none.
Stafford, Winston. It was a mess.
Winston throws for 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, and 4 picks.
Do what we could. Yeah. Anyways, Marshy and Carey are going head-to-head here in the semis.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Marshy.
I'm sorry, too.
Yeah. Just feel that way.
Who's going to win?
I think I'm projected to win now. Carey has a guy missing from
I don't have a guy in my lineup.
Mm-hmm. Who are you missing?
Running back.
David Montgomery went down.
Oh.
It's not great.
No.
Not great.
Who's your backup?
Who's Amir Abdullah?
That's
be a damn shame if I was ahead of you on the waiver wire and got Jerome. Be a damn shame if I already put in.
Why would you do such a thing?
Be a damn shame if I already put in for him.
You want Mixon?
You gonna drop him?
Whoa!
Hey, one thing Bury the Bodies can be is bought.
Yes.
What? How much we're talking here?
Well, we got a pretty big game coming up in the consolation bracket, so I don't know.
Yeah. Marsha didn't like that. He thinks it's
collusion. Somebody did that last year, I think.
They did.
Yeah.
I forget who it was.
Like flat out, they're like, what?
Oh, I know exactly who it was, and I know I
remember that too.
I know exactly who it was. The 2 parties involved.
Well, out with it now. Come on, you're killing me.
Question number 4.
All right, real quick here from the 910. How much would you give Albert Pujols if he was up for his first contract now? $1 billion? Question mark.
If he was up for his very first contract, knowing what I know,
Yeah.
he's going to have some bad years in the middle.
Oh, no.
Well, I
Jamie
believe
went that route.
What did he get from the Cardinals? Was it
170? What is one?
Was it 10 years for? No.
What was it?
I can't remember.
100 mil or something
The
like
first
that?
contract?
The first contract?
Yeah.
He said? I don't know. We can look it up. Let me goggle it.
All right.
I think the contract that we'd be looking for is the one that he signed with the Angels. How much would that be worth now?
$1 billion. With a B.
It'd be pretty close. His numbers, if you look at, they have those, the stat heads type thing. They had him against Juan Soto.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's
7
not even
years,
close.
100 million was the first one here.
What was it?
7 years, 100 million. I didn't know.
What a bargain. What a bargain.
I saw that too, though, Jamie. The comparisons
It's
first
not even
7
close.
years. Yeah.
It's not even close.
Albert was winning in essentially every category.
Like landslide.
Yeah.
And Juan Soto is off to like an historic start.
Correct.
Too.
Uh-huh.
And
Correct.
it still pales in comparison.
That tells you how great of a player Albert Pujols was. I think sometimes we know his greatness, but I think sometimes because you see it and got to see it every day.
Yeah.
In comparison to some other players, you kind of overlook it like, he was that was Hall of Fame career. No, like one of the best ever. To do it. Don't forget.
In my lifetime, him and Barry were the best pure hitters I've ever seen. Like Ken Griffey Jr. was an incredible player. Mm-hmm. Best pure hitters: Pujols, Bonds, Gwynn.
I love Tony Gwynn.
Unreal.
That's one of my favorite
pure
players.
hitters. I know there's others, but
yeah, you kind of forget, like, when you look at the stats, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember him. Now, I remember, like you said, you remember him being great, but you don't remember, like, the specifics of, like, what his OPS was or how many, RBIs he had in, like, 2007 or, just stuff like that. You just sat
back and enjoyed him. You didn't care about the stats. You just knew he was great. Yeah. All right, we're going to do a college football playoff drafts.
Oh, boy.
We are going to associate ourselves with each of the 12 teams. You'll see who we're aligned with, like Carey in the Big Ten. That's next on 101 ESPN.
The holidays are here, and you're always struggling to find that perfect gift for someone or that family member. You're like, they've got what they need, and you just end up buying something that they're not sure if you'll love it. Why don't you find them something that they will love? How about Sound Story? Sound Story is an hour-long interview with anybody in your family. So if, let's say, you're buying a present for your brother, you talk to your parents, have them do an interview with one of the people down here at the station, ask them stories about growing up, their high school experience, college, maybe your dad or your grandfather was in the military, or they were playing athletics in college, something like that. And what happens is digitally recorded, and it's available forever. It's an awesome gift idea that you'll absolutely love, and you'll also love 10% off gift card at mysoundstory.com, but you got to enter promo code ESPN. Again, enter promo code ESPN, get your 10% off the gift card at mysoundstory.com. And now, in 2024, Sound Story is offering an option of video as well. So you get the digital audio and the video, and you can preserve that forever. And it's really an amazing gift. Your family members will absolutely love it. So just go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get this special of 10% off a holiday gift for Sound Story. That's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. For you, for them, forever.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Salika Heating and Cooling. The Blues take on the New Jersey Devils tonight, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Joe Vitale later in the show at 5:30, so stay tuned for that. Also last night, Monday Night Football, we had 2 games. The Vikings defeated the Bears 30-12, and the Falcons defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 15-9. We talked about that earlier in the show. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Schaefer Door Company 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The college football playoff starts this week, and we are going to draft our teams. That's coming your way next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The college football playoff starts this weekend, as Marsh just told you in the Sports Center update. So we've decided to do a draft, a college football draft, where each of us will be given an opportunity to select a team or teams in the top 12. So, Marsh, we have decided that we are going to go with the 9 through 12 seeds first, correct?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to spin the wheel. And then whoever's first will have an opportunity to select one of the teams 9 through 12. Jamie, you good?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out a little bit. And where'd you go for that, Carey?
This is NBC Sports.
Okay.
But you can go on ESPN.
I did, and it doesn't show up the same.
Okay.
Go ahead, whatever.
Fire away, Marsh. So exciting.
With the first pick in this college football playoff draft goes to the guy that had no idea what was just going on.
I still don't.
Jamie Rivers, so you can choose Clemson, SMU, Indiana, or Tennessee.
Oh, give me Tennessee.
All right, Tennessee has been selected. Tennessee is now off the board to Jamie Rivers.
Good pick.
You were dissing it at first.
I said good pick.
Marsh?
That was a thumbs up. You can't tell.
Oh, is that your thumb? Wasn't your thumb you're showing me.
Jamie, I love the selection. I do. I would have taken Tennessee.
Damn it.
Anthony, you're up next.
All right. With my first overall pick, give me the Indiana.
No!
Come on.
Oh, no.
Hoosiers.
Come on. Wow.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Is this going to be chalk? Is this what this is going to be?
You have no idea. We don't know. The draft just started, CD.
All right.
All right, Marsh.
I don't like it.
And remember, the winner receives $1 million.
You get the first pick in the next. Is it a snake draft?
No.
Oh, hell.
I'm up next. Sorry, Carey. Give me Clemson.
What the hell?
Hey, but you.
You get SMU.
Yes.
There you go.
So this is not a snake draft. We don't.
Nope.
Okay, don't worry about it.
No, we should do a snake draft.
No. Do it like the NFL draft. Give him the first pick this round, too.
No, we're going to go back to the wheel.
Yeah, like that idea.
I wanted to go to the wheel.
It's called the Wheel of Destiny.
I didn't
Sounds
say
like the Wheel of
Are we
Death.
going back to the Wheel of
Yeah,
Death?
back to the wheel. I think it's more fun that way.
All right, so this is now.
Carey, you could get a pick right away.
This is now 5 through 8.
Okay. I got SMU. All right.
Yep.
5 through 8.
You're now a Mustang fan.
I am. Well, I am because
You
I told
wanted
you
them in.
my nephew just committed to SMU for basketball.
Congratulations.
So there we go.
There you go.
All right.
Wheel knows ball. Carey Davis.
There you go. You can stop crying
5
now.
through 8. All right.
So you get to choose from the Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, or Notre Dame.
Give me Notre Dame.
All right. ND goes to Carey.
All right.
You're going down in the first round.
I should probably write down who I've got.
Don't worry, Jamie. I got you.
Oh, you don't. I don't trust you.
You have Tennessee right now. I wrote it down.
You said that.
I did.
All right, I'm up next. Give me Ohio State.
That's a good pick, Andrew.
Marshy selected Ohio State. So Jamie and I will either have Texas or Penn State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Texas or Penn State. All right, so this is for an opportunity to take either Texas,
interesting,
or Penn State.
I know what I want.
Nobody's
there. We go.
Jamie,
hook 'em horns, baby.
Texas is off the board. So that means I have Penn State. Carey and I are going head to head.
Both times?
Yeah, which means so is Martian Jamie then. All right, so I got Penn State. Jamie, you got Hook 'em. All right, last selection here. The big boys. Arizona State, Boise,
Come on,
Georgia.
baby. No whammy.
My shot.
No.
Call
Carey
my
Davis.
shot. You see my hand? It was up. You know where I'm going.
Oregon.
Oh, boy, that's a tough pick.
Nah.
I thought football guy would have a little something like, I'm going to pick a mystery team because I know the game a little bit
I did.
better,
I picked SMU. That was my mystery team.
You didn't pick them. They picked you.
There you go. It's a mystery.
Come on. Son of a batch of biscuits. Hey,
Anthony.
hang on.
What's
You
wrong?
forgot to remove Carey Davis. That alters the course of the wheel.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
He is not wrong.
I'm a rule follower.
All right.
When did you start?
We'll do it again.
He didn't get his name. Because if his name would have came up, he would have said a word.
Unbelievable.
You
gotta be kidding me. See, if his name would have came up, he would not have said a word.
Justice has been served here today. Justice. Give me them dogs.
Unbelievable.
Anthony's so mad right
I
now.
love your three teams, too. Tennessee, Texas, and Georgia. Now it doesn't matter.
All right, Anthony.
Is it my turn now?
Go ahead.
You know you want to
Get the sleeper. Get the
Carey's
dark
guy.
horse. My favorite team.
Give me Arizona State.
Oh!
Give me ASU.
What?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna make it out.
Give me Scattaboo.
Wow.
Give me ASU.
Oh, man.
Congrats, Marcia. You got one of the better teams in the
You know what? That's fine because I was going to bat for the running back yesterday.
go.
So it only makes sense that I
Yep.
root for him.
I have Penn State, so I don't want Penn State and Boise.
Well, that means you're guaranteed to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd rather have multiple teams get in.
I don't understand this guy.
I don't want to eliminate teams.
Well, you're not going to make it that way anyways.
Penn State's going to beat Boise anyways. I'm good. I'm solid.
Okay.
Was Georgia ripped from me? Yeah. But,
Ripped.
that's okay.
Georgia's
That's all
not
right.
going to make it out of that quarterfinal.
What?
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they are.
They got their quarterback
Georgia-
is not playing.
Georgia will
Have
be
we forgotten?
They're going to be just fine.
Okay.
Jamie has Tennessee, Texas, and Georgia, otherwise known as the best three, best trio.
He's trying to do that. Too.
I do like his. I really do. I have Indiana, Penn State, and Arizona State. Carey's got SMU, ND, and Oregon, and Marcia has Clemson, Ohio State, and Boise. So there you have it. So now we can all root for our teams. All right, Jamie, 487 keys to victory tonight. You better deliver on that.
I don't need that many.
And then, frick James, Anthony should have joined me on the dark side. I wanted Georgia. I would have taken Georgia, but it was ripped from me.
I got to tell you, that was a Jamie River
sick.
special. I tipped my cap.
I had
to you.
Georgia lined up. Boom.
I tipped my cap because I promise if it would have landed on you, nobody would have said
Nobody would have said a thing.
You would have been okay with it.
Nobody said a thing if it landed on Jamie.
Hey, I'd like the lawyer. You know, the lawyer's not going to say anything if the opposition makes a mistake.
Yeah. All right. Again, Jamie's 487 keys to victory tonight, and we'll light the lamp next on 101 ESPN. Hey, when it comes to finding that dream home, when it comes to, refi, whether it comes to debt consolidation, there's one guy to call, and that is Stewie, our guy, Jamie, and my guy. Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Jamie, you recently purchased a home, and you talked about how easy the process was because you called Stewie.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I picked up the phone. You're always a little nervous. It's been a while since I purchased a home, and the market it's always changing, and the interest rates are all over the place. So I called our guy Stewie, and he walked me through it. We got the pre-approval letter, found out what I was qualified to buy, and then step by step, every single part of it was taken care of. Stewie get on the phone. He drove to my house one night to make sure that I had the paperwork. He even got a flat tire doing it. Can you imagine that? Came in, gave him some dinner. But that's Stewie. He wants to make sure that he's taking great care of all of his customers. It's not just me either. It's everybody he takes care of like that. So if you're looking to purchase a home and you're just unsure of the landscape, period, from start to finish, call Stewie. He'll take great care of you. And his personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Yeah, I love that, too, because you called that number.
I did. That's the only number I have for him.
Yeah, the same one that you just delivered, that 314-324-4440 number. That's the number that he gives everybody. It's not just Jamie. I've reached out to him. I've texted him. Same number. So give him a call. There's no situation that Stewie's going to be completely befuddled by. Nope. He loves the challenge. Give him a call, no matter what you're looking at, especially if you're dealing with, maybe you want some cash out for the holidays. Great. Give him a call, and you can always Google
the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Anthony and Carey have decided to take the rest of the day off. So here are my keys to the game here tonight for the St. Louis Blues against the New Jersey Devils. You need a good start. This Devils team, the last time you played them, you had a great start. You scored 3 goals early. Then the Devils found their rhythm, found their game. A tough second period for you. So you want to make sure you find your game early here tonight on home ice. And look, you got to start winning regularly on home ice. The team is still under 500 at home. The Enterprise Center has to be unfriendly to the opposition. So establish your game early against the Devils. Also, stay out of the penalty box. Now, it's a few too many undisciplined penalties here recently. Stay out of the penalty box. It gives the other team momentum. The Devils have a very good power play. They got a lot of skilled players. They got a lot of speed. So, discipline. Also, puck management.
What number are we at? 85?
This is 484.
484?
Oh, yeah. Marsh,
you guys were gone for a long time.
Oh, yeah, you're gone.
You got up to 484?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Well, very to the point.
I'm looking at the clock. You were speed racing.
Yeah. Not bad.
Okay.
You can download the podcast later and listen to it all.
All right.
That's brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto. At least for now. Anyways.
What's today?
Yep. So with the...
What? He'll tell you when he gets in it. We were running late.
Oh, you're still running late.
Well, no, I'm here.
Where's Anthony?
He had a bit of a problem in the break room.
What, he spilled?
All right, hang on. Let me get through this really quick. Manage the puck properly. Don't let them get the puck on you. My partner's coming in here, and those are my keys to the game because Anthony has much better story to tell.
God.
Anthony, first of all, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks.
Second of all, Carey has been laughing the entire time.
He's hot.
Do tell. Oh, he's hot.
Oh,
is he?
he's hot.
Just warmed up some lunch, a little leftovers from last night, a little Italian.
Yeah.
Little meatball, a little sauce. Warmed it up. Went to the bathroom, came back, looked at Carey, go, hey, we got to get back. A little Blues hockey to talk about. And as I did, I was coming around, a little break room there, hit my elbow, hit the counter, all over the ground.
Really?
Every piece of it, not one piece salvageable. Not one meatball left
on
in the
ground.
container.
Not that I did.
All over the place, sauce, everything.
Looked like a crime scene.
Yeah. Not only did I have to clean it, not only did I fumble again.
Stalter.
I can't eat it, and I had to clean it all up. So that's what I was doing. I'm sorry for being late.
No, it's
I had to clean up my lunch.
85.
Yeah, we covered it all. But Anthony, I need to know from my own records.
Yeah.
Did you even for 1 second think to yourself, I can salvage this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, here's the thing. If nobody else was in there.
Nobody was else there. I probably, but Carey saw the whole thing. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, the 10-minute rule.
Yeah.
Is it 10?
I was singing that, like, just scoop it on. Nobody saw anything. I'll clean it up. Oh, no, look, some sauce spilled out. No. Yeah. I threw that thing right away.
If it makes you feel better, they do clean those floors every night.
They don't
when I
clean
leave,
these ones.
they're cleaning the floors.
But still, I mean we're
Did
almost
you think about just
almost
rinsing
4
them
o'clock.
off?
No.
It was bad. Like he's together now. He was a little. He held it together. Yeah, inside I could feel the temperature in the room rising. He's like, I looked up. He's like, what happened? Whole meal turned over on the ground. Whole thing.
Lid popped off.
Ryder was like, what do you all do? I said, hey, we had to clean up on aisle 6.
We want to keep those turnovers here, not on the ice.
Ryder's like, you guys do realize Jamie's leaving in a couple minutes. Gonna need your help.
You guys coming back to the show? I'm like, we had a bit of an issue in the break room.
So I'll just recap my last, 18 hours or so. I had to watch Kirk Cousins play football again. Jamie took Georgia from me in the college football playoff draft, and I just dropped my lunch all over our break room.
Stalter on the fumble.
Yep.
Yeah. It was.
So, that's a tough one.
It's a tough
pill to swallow.
Hey, it can only go up from here.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I hope, for your sake, I hope it does.
Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate that.
All right, time for Light the Lamp.
A couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Showtime!
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
All right. It looks like Carey Davis and myself are tied at 7.
Whoa! Hey, I had Jake Neighbors the other night.
Oh, I must have wrote that down wrong. Carey, you are not at 7. Jamie is at 7.
Yeah, I was like, I even wrote it in the group
You were going to
text.
say anything?
You're doing the thing.
I wouldn't go say a word. I'm like,
Yeah. That was me.
I even put it in the group chat. I'm working the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jake Neighbors, baby.
That's
and
right.
Carrie's like, yeah, this is a great one for me.
I'm like, who did I have? Okay, I guess I got it.
Yeah.
So can we recap that again, please?
Yes. So I have 7 points. Jamie, not Carey, has 7 points, unless we get the names
In the
confused.
recount.
It happens. Carey's at 5. Anthony, you're at 3. You can only go up.
All right, go ahead, Marshy.
Give me Jordan Kyrou.
Gosh darn it.
Okay. Give me Dylan Holloway.
You would.
You did it on purpose.
No, I didn't even know. He's just crying now.
You would.
He's upset. Give me Jake Neighbors.
That's okay. There's only one other answer.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony. Your turn.
Anybody pick Booch?
Nope.
Give me Booch.
All
All right, Jamie, get out of here.
All right. Thank you. So you seem a little too happy.
Nah,
about
have
that.
fun tonight. Get out of here. Go do a nice job
Okay.
on TV. But seriously, get out of here.
All right. We'll go to break.
Blues hockey tonight. Gauntlet playoffs continues next on 101 ESPN.
Pure Performance have been in business for nearly 40 years. They've been outfitting the best dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles areas, and you can trust your prized investment with Pure Performance. They do such an amazing job over there. They got a beautiful showroom. It's 25,000 square feet. It's the largest showroom in the area. Super easy to find, too. Just drive down Old Highway 70 towards St. Peter's. It's right there, Cave Springs Boulevard exit, and you can see it over in the distance. When you walk in, though, please ask for Shelby or Caleb. Tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in, and they will take great care of you. And it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle that you drive, whether it's a car, a Jeep, a Bronco, a pickup truck, even a minivan. Pure Performance has something for absolutely everything that you're looking to do. And they've got all kinds of tires and wheels, not just the oversized off-road tires. And they have a full-service garage. So while you're getting your vehicle accessorized, get a tune-up, get an oil change, get those brakes checked, and certainly check on your tires right now. Winter is right around the corner. Make sure your tires are in good condition. Otherwise, please visit my friends at Pure Performance. You can find out all of that stuff and more, too, by visiting their website. That's pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Gauntlet playoffs continues with the, I believe, Marsh, isn't this the latest winner?
Yeah, this is Nathan.
Nathan is the latest winner. We actually just took a picture with him, I think, last week. So Nathan is back, and he's going to try to advance to the second round of the Gauntlet playoffs. What's up, Nathan?
Not much today. Just waiting for this.
All right, there you go. Would you like to choose your opponent or category?
I'm gonna pick the category.
Okay. What category would you like?
I'm gonna take hockey.
Hockey.
Ooh. All right.
Well, we'll find out who your opponent is.
Got hockey right here.
Go ahead and tell Marsh to spin the wheel.
All right, Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, let's find out whether it's Marsh, Carey, or me taking on Nathan in hockey.
Looks like it's me.
It's Andrew Marsh, second day in a row. So Marsh is going to make his way into the cone of silence. And then you, Nathan, are going to play hockey trivia right now. Each question, thank you, Carey. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let Marsh get into the cone of silence here. Okay, we're good. All right, here we go. Before becoming the Bruins president, Cam Neely played 10 of his 13 NHL seasons for Boston. What was Neely's position? So provide the exact position that Cam Neely
played. It was right wing. Yeah, right wing.
All right.
Final answer.
Question number 2. The first regular season NHL outdoor game was the Heritage Classic on November 22nd, 2003. Name the team that hosted the event at Commonwealth Stadium.
Edmonton Oilers. Final answer.
All right, question number 3, Nathan. Whose 13-season playoff drought is the longest in league history?
I'm going to say the Buffalo Sabres. Final answer.
Question number
4.
I got confused.
Normally you're not asking the 4th question.
I know, that's why.
You're asking the 3rd, right?
Yeah, it threw me off. I was like, what am I doing? All right, Jonathan Toews captained 3 Stanley Cup teams in Chicago, but he was not the top overall selection in the 2006 draft. Instead, that distinction fell to whom?
Eric Johnson. Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Marsh. Nathan, how you feeling, man?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Okay.
I know I'm going against Marsh, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Marsh knows his hockey, among other things. And he's going to make his way here into the studio. Marsh?
Yes.
Pretty quick trip there to the Cone of Silence.
Yeah, I was in there with Grant, Mike Ryder, old T-Bone's in there. We're having a party, and I was like, wait a minute. Am I already in? Wait a minute. I felt like I walked in and walked out like the Simpsons meme.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Marsh, have you eaten today?
I have.
Oh, okay, good. You need to pack another lunch.
Or if you do, don't spill it all over the floor.
Yeah, I'll try not to do that.
Watch your elbows.
All right. Here we go, Marsh. You already know it's hockey.
Yes.
Question 1. Before becoming the Bruins president, Cam Neely played 10 of his 13 NHL seasons for Boston. What was Neely's position? Specific position.
Oh, jeez. Like specific? Like we talking like right wing or left defense? Is that what we're looking for?
Correct.
Oh, jeez. Options.
Right wing, center, left wing.
Right wing. Final answer.
Question number 2. The first regular season NHL outdoor game was the Heritage Classic on November 22nd, 2003. Name the team that hosted this event at Commonwealth Stadium.
Okay. You said what year? 2003?
2003.
Is that the game in Vegas? It was a Heritage Classic game. It had to be a Canadian team. Who was it? Oh, Commonwealth Stadium. I have the Edmonton Oilers in my head and the Montreal Canadiens. Which one hosted? I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers. Final answer.
Question 3. Whose 13-season playoff drought is the longest in league history?
Like current?
Whose 13-season playoff drought is the longest in league history?
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Sabres. Final answer.
Final question. Jonathan Toews captained 3 Stanley Cup teams in Chicago, but he was not the top overall selection in the 2006 draft. Instead, that distinction fell to whom?
Eric Johnson. Final answer.
Okay. Nathan. Marshy. Round 1 of Nathan's playoff tenure. Let's go over these. Jonathan Toews captained the 3 Stanley Cup teams in Chicago, but he was not the top overall selection in the 2006 draft. Instead, that distinction fell to whom? We just heard Marsh say Eric Johnson. Nathan said Eric Johnson. Correct answer is
Eric Johnson.
Nice job, guys. 2-2. Neither of you needed the options on that. Whose 13-season playoff drought is the longest in league history? Marsh, you said the Buffalo Sabres. Nathan, you also said the Buffalo Sabres. Correct answer is...
It is the Buffalo Sabres.
Neither of you needed the options. We got a 4-4 tie. The first regular season NHL outdoor game was the Heritage Classic on November 22nd, 2003. Name the team that hosted this event at Commonwealth Stadium. Marsh, you said you were between 2 teams. The Edmonton Oilers and the Montreal Canadiens. You went with the Edmonton Oilers. Nathan, you also went with the Edmonton Oilers. Correct answer is...
Nice, the Edmonton Oilers.
Nice job, guys. Again, neither of you needed the options. 6-6 tie. Before becoming the Bruins president, Cam Neely played 10 of his 13 NHL seasons for Boston. What was Neely's position? And we needed a specific position on this. Couldn't just be forward. Marsh, you went with right wing. Nathan, you went with right wing. Correct answer is...
It's right wing.
But Nathan didn't need the options. Nathan.
You have chosen wisely.
I don't know if we've ever... I'm sure we have. But I don't know if we ever had an 8-7 final.
That was pretty darn good.
You
Nathan.
guys all got them right.
Yeah.
Nathan, though, posted the snowman. Perfect score for Nathan. Congratulations. You know your hockey, Nathan. Nice work.
Good job, Nathan.
Thank you.
Good job.
So you will be back for the second round of the Gauntlet playoffs, which will start, I believe, tomorrow, right, Marsh?
Yeah, tomorrow.
All right. So, Nathan, nice work. We'll call you back.
All right, sounds good.
Congrats.
All right.
Wow.
That was tough.
Nice job.
I had a feeling, we met Nathan and walked in with his Blues sweater on.
Yeah.
Older than me. I figured he probably knew the Cam Neely question. So I heading into that, I'm like, damn, I'm going to lose this.
That was a tough one, though.
Yeah, I mean, you had him all right.
I even said, like, wow, right wing, lefty.
And
right wing.
He answered him quickly, too.
He did.
I mean, it was quick.
Oh, he's a hockey guy.
Yeah, he is a hockey guy, that's for sure.
That was a close one. But now we have 3 Gauntlet contestants, winners, heading to the second round. So
yes, we do.
Should be interesting down the stretch.
Only one winner.
Well, Marshy.
Potentially.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah. Well, good thing we have 3 producers hanging out with Mike Ryder. Which one will join the show?
I think Mike Ryder's going to do it.
What?
Yeah.
Come on in here, Ryder.
All right, so Marsh.
You ain't been helping us with our picks lately. We've been getting our butts kicked, so maybe you can help us.
That'd be nice.
We haven't won since they said he was picking our picks.
He got in our heads.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, they got in our heads.
Maybe we should have them start picking our picks.
Might not hurt. Yeah, but you'll find out who gets shot later, too. We'll have our NFL Pick'em Challenge segment coming up at 5:15. There's been a trade in Major League Baseball involving an NL Central team. We'll tell you what went down next on 101 ESPN. Speaking of holiday gifts, if you're giving something to somebody special this year, but you don't know what you want to give them, check out Sound Story. It's a 1-hour-long interview with your mom, dad, grandparents, loved one, in which they tell their stories, making sure that you and your children will have those memories saved forever. So they could sit down, the family member could sit down with myself or Tim McKernan or somebody else that you choose from. Again, it's an hour long, and new to 2024, this holiday season, Sound Story is offering the option of a video interview to make sure both the stories and the images are preserved. This is something that you're not going to regret giving somebody. And with the holidays being here, it's a perfect gift idea. When you go to mysoundstory.com, just enter the promo code ESPN to get this special 10% off holiday gift card for Sound Story. Again, that's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. But this is something, imagine being able to give somebody, a loved one, or your entire family, podcast interview with your mom, your dad at any time, or like I said, loved one. It's possible with Sound Story. That promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. So ESPN's Jeff Passan is reporting the Yankees are acquiring first baseman Cody Bellinger from the Cubs for right-hander Cody Poteet. So the Cubs making moves.
Is that the thing they eat in Canada?
Yeah.
That's
wait, that's poutine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah,
it is good.
I had it when I went to Vancouver.
Was it like a mashup of stuff?
Potatoes and
it's like
some type of
French fries.
Yeah.
Cheese and gravy.
Yeah.
But it's all like in one bowl.
In one
right?
thing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's kind of like what do we have here?
It's like a dream bowl.
It's a breakfast horseshoe. Mike Ryder said horseshoe.
No, I don't think. It's
we combine all that stuff.
Isn't that like
what's it called?
You put like a patty, you put fries, and then cheese on top, right?
It's like all the stuff mixed
it's
in.
like a breakfast thing.
Slinger.
Thank you, Mike Ryder.
A voice from above.
Slinger.
God, is that?
So I was talking about the horseshoe. That is a thing, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a. Never
That
had
is a good stadium. Been there, walked on the field.
It's okay. It's overrated.
Didn't plant a flag though. Didn't want to go to jail. But I walked on that O.
Did you?
I did.
Walked all over it.
Yeah,
huh?
I just walked right in. No one said anything.
We did too.
Oh, the Fire Up Illini beat them that year.
My year.
Your year.
Yeah. Scored the go-ahead touchdown.
Did you?
You did.
Yeah, you did. Nice job.
Out of here.
Nice work. Carey Davis.
Carey Bonds.
I
Nice
couldn't
job.
put my cup down fast enough. Didn't want to have a spill.
Oh, yeah, no, good call. We've already had one more of those than we needed today. All right, ESPN's Jesse Roger adds that New York is absorbing all but $5 million of the $52.5 million left on the final 2 years of Bellinger's existing deal, which also includes an opt-out following the 2025 season. So now the 29-year-old slugger joins a Yankees lineup that lost Juan Soto, but, I mean, you're adding a left-hander to that club. In that stadium, it fits perfectly. There's a jet stream out to right center. It's built for left-handers to mash there. I think Cody Bellinger's a good fit there. The Cubs, it's interesting. I wondered if they would hang on to Bellinger because that lineup, while still loaded after adding Kyle Tucker, I thought maybe if they held on to Cody Bellinger, I mean, that lineup would have been absolutely devastating.
Maybe that's setting them up to
Bregman.
Yeah.
Matt Shaw is their projected third baseman next year, so there's a spot there at third base.
Yeah, I wonder, it's going to be interesting to see the dominoes. Like, this is a whole domino effect type thing. Like, Bregman now is the name that everyone's going to be circling. What happens with him? Once he goes, then that's when we start talking about Nolan Arenado, I believe, being traded. Mm-hmm. It would be interesting, and some people have talked on the internet about Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt being the first and third baseman for the Houston Astros.
That would be interesting.
And I think that they would have success there with that short porch.
I could see that.
And Cardinal fans would absolutely hate it.
Oh, it would be bad. It would be the Cardinal way, though. Like, your player... No, this is the new Cardinal way. That's how things have gone. Like, the guys leave and have success elsewhere.
No, that was the Blues, Carey.
Oh.
That was the Blues. Anytime a player would leave, they'd go win a Stanley Cup. But, that's not really the case anymore.
Can't see Marshy. Sorry.
Actually, it kind of is.
Don't forget, though, I mean, the Astros need a first baseman. There's no question. And remember I brought up Houston 2 years ago when I said, hey, Paul Goldschmidt, if you want to trade him,
move on.
Trade him now. Value's high. If he was willing to waive it, I wonder if Houston would be a perfect spot. But don't forget, too, they added Isaac Paredes from the Cubs in that deal for Kyle Tucker, so he could potentially play third. So I don't know if Nolan Arenado is a perfect.
Well, I thought I heard over the weekend that Nolan Arenado was almost a shoe-in for the Houston Astros. Like, that's the
deal.
The landing spot for him. That's where he's going to end up at. I don't know, what the terms are, what it would look like in terms of a trade, what the Cardinals would be getting back. But
Jordan Alvarez would be somebody I'd be interested in.
I don't think you're going to get that guy.
Why are you laughing?
I don't think he's
a great player.
He is, Anthony. I mean, if you're going to shoot for the stars. I'm not mad at you for that. I mean, hell, Jose Altuve. Why not? Nolan for him and Jordan and Jose.
Yeah, I'm just saying, adding the 35 home runs from Jordan would be huge for this Cardinals offense.
We can get rid of a reliever like the Houston Astros did to get him.
Right,
and
from
the
Dodgers.
The Dodgers were like, yeah, we need a reliever.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? He was in the Dodgers organization. They're like, nah, we don't need this guy.
Everybody makes mistakes, Anthony.
Very true.
Everybody has those days.
Yeah. Dodgers just make up for him. You know what I mean? So the Cubs right now, after trading Bellinger, Happ, Michael Busch, Kyle Tucker, Suzuki, Swanson, Horner, Pete Crow Armstrong, Matt Shaw, who's their first-round pick from 2023, and Amaya, their catcher. That would be their lineup. It's still, even without Bellinger, one of the best lineups in the NL Central.
We've been talking about baseball. We've talked about it a few times today. Is this not what keeps people engaged, entertained? When you have really good players, star players, leaving teams and going different places, and now you're looking at you've hit the three main markets this offseason. You had the Dodgers, you've had the Yankees, or you had the Dodgers, you had New York and Chicago. Yeah. Three of the biggest markets in the country making moves. Like, this is not – you don't think this is good for baseball?
I think it's good for those markets, absolutely.
You don't think it's good for baseball overall?
Do we care?
Yes.
We
My
do?
Dodgers are doing
well, because you latch on the Dodgers. You give me crap latching on to the Chiefs. This guy sells out for the Dodgers. Nobody says anything.
I learned from the best. I have been, we have been working together for years.
Don't you dare twist this.
You have been in the radio industry, in media, much longer than I have.
He's
I was a young pup coming into this, and I kind of latched on to you. And you don't know this, Anthony, but I've been watching you since I met you.
That's not true.
No, it is.
You watched me spill that meatball in the break room, but that's about it.
With that, I would have. I couldn't help you.
Carey looks at me and goes, "How bad is it?" I just shook my head. I didn't have the words.
Yeah, but I've been watching you, Anthony, and I've seen you latch on to champions, and I'm like, wow, that might be the way to go.
Tutelage.
That might be the way of the world. So what you know now, what you didn't know is this is on you.
That was one hell of a spin rate. I gotta tell you, Carey.
He's a great mentor.
To be fair, Carey, Stoltz doesn't only root for championship teams. He is a fan of the San Jose Sharks. They haven't been good in years.
Not yet.
You could have used the obvious option.
Not yet.
Which would be the Falcons.
It's true.
That's also
true. If you're
true.
going to bring up a crap team, bring up that one, because that's actually true.
That's why you cheer for champions, because you in your everyday life, it's hard.
Yes.
Like your hockey life and your football life.
He's compensating.
It's a difficult task. So you latch on to the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And I
Super Bowl week,
have latched on. I'm a Dodgers fan.
See, I let go, though. I said, thank you, Chiefs fans. I know you didn't want me, but I thank you nonetheless. But now let me I'll let you go. But you have latched on to the Dodgers. You have let go.
I've learned. You took it a step. I've taken it a step further. Okay?
You're that company that doesn't create the items
just
we
make
love.
it better.
You just make it better.
Yeah, you're Mark Zuckerberg.
That's right. The Facebook.
The Facebook. How about we drop the
Facebook. Now, Anthony, you'll hop on the Chiefs bandwagon once they're in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Well, Carey's doing the same thing. He's just riding it out for a full 162 and plus.
Which makes it worse.
No, it makes it better.
Because he has a team. He's got the Cardinals.
It makes me a fan. I got two teams. Jamie's got 3 damn teams in football. I can have 2 in baseball. You know?
It doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Yeah. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel right. March, when the Vikings do their thing.
Yeah.
Collapse.
You're not going to hop on a team?
No. You
don't have 2 teams?
I'll be rooting for, the Vikings aren't in there.
See?
You'll pick a team.
I'll pick a team.
That's not your second team.
That helps
You'll just
me.
Pick a team.
That helps me.
Okay. All right.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
I got what you're laying down. All right, it's Cody Bellinger again. If you're just joining us, Cody Bellinger was traded to the Yankees for right-hander Cody Petit. Jesse Rogers adds the Yankees absorbing all but $5 million of the $52.5 million left in the final 2 years of Bellinger's existing deal. That includes an opt-out for 2025. Boy, even without Juan Soto, that Yankees lineup going to be pretty good.
They're going to be right back where they were last year.
Provided they could stay healthy, which never happens.
They added some pitching.
They did. Yeah. The Yankees they've been active this offseason.
Good for them.
But they got Volpe, Jazz Chisholm coming back. Judge. Now Bellinger can hit between Judge and Stanton. And then if this Jason Dominguez kid can stay healthy, that Yankees lineup is pretty loaded. And then when you go to the pitching, Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Rodon, Luis Gil, and then Stroman. So the Yankees are loading up.
Where's Clark at?
Clark will be a reliever.
What?
Clark Schmidt?
Yeah.
Yeah, reliever. Yep.
Then they get
And
they
then
got a
Devin
reliever
Williams.
as well.
Oh, yeah, Devin Williams. Yep, St. Louis kid. Devin Williams close it out. Yankees are loading up.
They're going to figure things out.
There you go.
Started to.
Yeah, Zoosh from the Snake Pit goes BASF. That was the company. We don't
make
design.
the products.
Yeah, we don't make the products you
We
enjoy.
make the products you use better.
Yeah. Really? So you're not creative, huh? You're just semi-creative.
Is there ever, will there ever be another original idea, though?
No.
I feel like everything's been made.
100%.
Not everything.
Yeah.
There's some things out there still. There's some creative minds that haven't come up with some things.
You're right. I did see, and we talked about this yesterday, the Pop-Tart Bowl. The trophy now has a toaster in the trophy.
See?
It is a toaster trophy. That is an idea that I've never heard of, and that,
You thought you didn't need it.
Thought you didn't need it.
But now you realize you do.
Well.
And how did you make it this far without it?
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. NFL 4 Downs coming up next. Graham Francis, thank you for stepping in for Andrew Marsh, who served his time in the penalty box for losing to Nathan in the Gauntlet
It's an
playoffs.
epic gauntlet.
Yeah, it was.
8-7 is tough.
Yeah, you don't hang your head today, Marsh.
Yeah, Marshy, anytime you got to serve a penalty, let me know.
It's 2 days in a row for Marshy.
Yeah, this is.
How you feeling, man?
This is BASF.
I'm going to start calling it Marshy's Corner.
Ooh.
Oh,
Whoa.
Brand with a mic drop on the way out.
That's ridiculous.
NFL 4 Downs
You're
next
not
on 101
invited back.
ESPN. Head out to Herculaneum tonight, this weekend, any point before the year is over with, because they've got over 700 new and used vehicles all in one location out in Herculaneum, and you can look for massive year-end dealer discounts, like up to $11,900 off MSRP on select new Nissan models. You can also take advantage of the one place that has financing options for everyone. Everyone that walks through the building gets financing deals for their new vehicle or their used car. It doesn't matter if you got good credit, bad credit. Again, if you need a vehicle, Auto Center Nissan Herculaneum will hook you up with some financing, and they have low financing rates available right now, like 0% APR for 60 months on a brand new Rogue. Available no payments for 6 months on select new Nissans, or no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles at Auto Centers Nissan. As always, qualified new and used vehicles come with their complimentary lifetime warranty, plus all new Nissans come with a 30-day return promise. No one offers this option, with 3 free oil changes included through their Nissan Maintenance Care Plan. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. If you had it, head down to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take on the New Jersey Devils tonight on home ice. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 5:30, so stay tuned for that. Also, last night, Monday Night Football, we had 2 games. The Minnesota Vikings defeated the Chicago Bears 30-12, and Anthony's Atlanta Falcons squeaked by the Las Vegas Raiders with a 15-9 victory. We're going to dive into the NFL next with our NFL 4 Downs, so stay tuned right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
For NFL 4 Downs. You just heard that from our guy Marsh in the Sports Center update with Super Bowl champion Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. NFL 4 Downs now.
First down.
All right, gentlemen. I remember seeing a text message about this on the Air Comfort Service text line about a week or 2 ago, but here is a question that I find interesting, and I found it interesting when that happened. If you're the 49ers, would you entertain trading Kyle Shanahan for picks to Chicago and hire Ben Johnson as the head coach?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't be interested in that at all whatsoever. Never.
From
no.
either side?
I would be very interested if I was the Bears, but I would not be interested in trading Kyle Shanahan to the Bears and bringing in Ben Johnson, who I have no idea if he can be a head coach. There's a major difference between being a play caller and a head coach. I know Ben Johnson's the hot name. I get all that. But Mike McDaniel is an excellent play caller. Mm-hmm. Has he developed into an excellent head coach yet with the Dolphins? No. Sean McVay, excellent play caller who has developed into an excellent head coach. Same thing with Kyle Shanahan. I'm not interested in that at all if I'm the 49ers. Not a chance.
I don't know that I'd be interested in it if I'm the Chicago Bears either. Like, I'm not good enough to trade away draft picks for a head coach. If you need a head coach, what you do, there are going to be some names available. It can be a defensive guy. You might want to go with an offensive guy. Why wouldn't you hire Ben Johnson, a guy that is already in your division, understands the landscape of what's going on? You're going, and he's an offensive guy. You need somebody that can help assist a Caleb Williams. He is, I think, more athletic than a Jared Goff. You've seen what he's done with Jared Goff. They have the weapons offensively, the skill positions. They need to upgrade some interior offensive line and O-line positions instead of trading away picks to bring in a head coach. If I'm the Bears, I'm not doing it either. Like, I don't think that the head coach is going. He ain't blocking a 3 technique. Kyle Shanahan will not block 1-3 technique next season. I need somebody that can. I need somebody that can block an edge rusher. So that would be my priority as opposed to, for me, neither side, it would make sense for neither side.
Ben Johnson ain't going to Chicago.
Why not? We don't know. Here's the thing. We don't know where he's going because last year he turned down some opportunities. And for me, it's always, when you know the division, it's easier to prepare. You would have played against 3 of those teams. You play against the Lions every day in practice, right? You know that defense. You know the Packers. You know the Vikings. Mm-hmm. Like, you prepare for that. You play those teams twice a year. So if I'm the Bears and I need an offensive coach, I'm going to Detroit and talking to him and seeing what he can do. Just be my opinion. You disagree?
I think Marsh is right. I think the Bears are going to, why would Mike Vrabel make sense there? Well, Mike Vrabel may not want to go there.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go there at all.
The Bears really cheap.
They're setting you up for failure.
The Bears
sucks.
They're going to go after an offensive coach. They almost have to, because you have a rookie quarterback who is distraught. He looks uninterested. He looks he looks like the worst rookie quarterback of all the rookie quarterbacks taken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jaden Daniels has been better. Bo Nix has been better. Drake May, when he's played, has looked better. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody else? They all have looked better in their time on the field in comparison to the number 1 pick in Caleb Williams.
J.J. McCarthy looked better in preseason. You're
going to have to hire an offensive coach. And for me, what better decision? And again, I don't know what Ben Johnson has in mind, because last year he seemed to have turned down opportunities. If I'm looking somewhere and I know the landscape of a place, I play these teams all the time, I probably want to play against teams that I'm comfortable with and have played and had success against.
Second down.
All right, gentlemen, should the Chiefs rest Patrick Mahomes until he's 100% healthy, even if it means a more difficult road in the playoffs?
I think there's a percentage here. You know, if Mahomes is like 75%, I would rest him this weekend. Because if he is dealing with a high ankle sprain, you got to give him at least 2 weeks off, just at minimum. But if he's like, I don't know, 80% next week, you're probably playing him. It's going to be tough to keep him off the field. But if he's like 50%, I would rather forego the number 1 seed in the AFC and have as close to 100% Patrick Mahomes as possible.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me,
because we've seen him win on the road in the playoffs last year. We've seen him win at home. It really doesn't matter. As soon as the postseason hits, Patrick Mahomes is on another level. And I know he battled through the injury the year that they beat the Jaguars and Bengals, and then eventually the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But I don't want to take that risk again.
Yeah, I don't want to. I think I'm going to protect him from himself.
Mm-hmm.
I know he wants to play. I know he's a competitor. If this is the playoffs, he's playing because I know he can. I know because I've seen it. I've seen him, go out there and kind of limp around and make things happen. But it's not the playoffs. And your ultimate goal is to win a championship, not to be 16-1 and have home field advantage.
Right.
It's not about. This is not a team that can't. There's not a team that can't play on. They are champions. They are back-to-back champions. They know what it takes to win a championship. Do you want that first round bye? No question.
Mm-hmm.
You need it. Like it makes you feel better. Do they need it? No. What they need is a healthy Patrick Mahomes under center, able to move around and keep himself healthy, especially when you've had some of the lackluster blocking up front at times. You got to protect your quarterback. And so if you're unable to do that and he's unable to protect himself, you got to sit him down until that is able to happen.
Third down.
If you are the Atlanta Falcons, would you entertain trading Kirk Cousins in the offseason or releasing him outright into free agency? Keep in mind that would count for a $65 million hit to dead cap.
Yeah, it stinks, but unfortunately, this is a player that can no longer play. It was never more obvious than last night. When you have a Raiders defense that does not have Max Crosby, that was on the field the entire time, horrible field position all night because Kadero Hodge blocked two punts. Desmond Ridder threw an interception. Oh, somebody fumbled. Was it Abdullah that fumbled or Madison fumbled? One of them. You had fantastic field position all night. You scored 15 points. And it's not because Bijan Robinson got bottled up. He was running all over the place. It's because when you faced a 3rd and 5, your quarterback could not move. He can't move. He's done. With all due respect, I know he's had a good career, and that's about it. It's a good career. It's not a great one. The guy can't move. He's shot. And I know some of the times, like Carey, you were saying last week, well, it's not all him. You're right, it's not all him. But he can't even move to give himself a better throwing lane.
Yeah.
He puts himself in harm's way. It's done. And you have to go on the road into, forget this Sunday. You've got the Giants at home. You have to go on the road in 2 weeks with possibly your playoff life on the line in Washington.
Yeah.
He's not going to go in the elements and win that game. He can't throw it. He threw for 112 yards against the Raiders. Now is the time to move to Penix. The money has been spent. It's done. It's sunk costs. So whether you look to trade him in the offseason, nobody's going to want the deal. You're going to have to, you're going to have to release him. It's basically a 2-year deal the way it's all worked out. It's over with. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you could have had a pass rusher. You could have drafted a pass rusher. Thank God they didn't. Because Cousins is so far, he's done. You wouldn't have the option right now to go to Penix this year or a year from now. And you'd be picking 15, 16. You're out of a quarterback. You're out of the quarterback range. So with all due respect, if you're still saying, well, they could have got a pass rusher at 7 or 8, whenever they picked, I'm sorry, your opinion is outdated now. Because Cousins can no longer play.
So I don't think there's anyone that is going to trade for him at all. Like, I think that's out the window. Like, we're not looking at a scenario where you, especially that contract, you would be eating the majority of that contract if that were to take place. Not the majority, pretty much all of it. Right. 95% of it with the way that he's playing now. I think a precedent has been set for teams to release quarterbacks and move on from them. We saw Daniel Jones, they eat the money. Russell Wilson, we'll eat it. Get out of here. And I think teams have been afraid to do that in years past and that's why agents and those guys set up the contract so that the dead money is so high that teams aren't just going to cut you.
Yeah.
But I think teams are saying, man, we got to move on. We're going to spend the money regardless. We might as well have the roster spot as opposed to having the roster spot taken and having to pay them. So
right.
I think they will move on from old Kirky Cousins. They drafted Michael Penix for a reason. He'll probably be your starting quarterback next year. I don't think it happens this year, unfortunately, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Frick James in the Snake Pit said that's all assuming Penix is actually good once he plays. Frick, we're not even there, buddy.
Yeah,
we're not even there yet. Notice I didn't say anything about the Falcons actually make the playoffs, actually being good. Frick, we're not even there, brother man. We're not there yet. I'm not even talking about Penix playing. He could start on Sunday, could fall down on his face. It'd still be slightly better than what I saw to Kirk Cousins last night. I'm dead serious. This is brutal. It's terrible.
That's why I think Kirk Cousins finishes the season.
Well, then Raheem Morris cost the franchise an opportunity to go to the playoffs. And I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about weeks ago. Wow. Did you see what Baker Mayfield did to that Chargers defense on Sunday? That same Chargers defense picked off that fool I saw last night 4 times. 4 times they picked him off. It's in perfect conditions. It's not like Kirk has been playing in the elements. Last night was in the Dome. U.S. Bank Stadium, roof. Atlanta, roof. He hasn't had to go outside, and he's been atrocious. It's over with.
4th down.
Could the Steelers play their way out of an NFC North division crown?
AFC.
I'm sorry, AFC.
I mean, I'll take the NFC. Maybe not. They're tough. Those guys are tough over there.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to be in that division.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Baltimore is they're there. But we got them again. I think we play them this week, right?
Saturday.
Yeah, play them this weekend. So Baltimore has an issue with Pittsburgh. I don't know why. It's always been that way, Anthony. You know, they call them the bullies. Nah, everybody's a bully till they meet a bully. And so we're the bullies. I don't think that they're going to be able to I don't think the Steelers are going to fall out of that AFC North lead. I just don't. I think the Ravens they got a good team. They got a really good quarterback who I like. But I'm going to say no. It's just my opinion.
A tough schedule.
Pittsburgh.
Tough final 3 games.
They do.
And TJ Watt went down the last game with an ankle injury.
If he can't play, that is a massive problem.
I don't think, listen, it's tough against Lamar Jackson no matter who's playing or not. Like it's a difficult task to play against him. But for whatever reason, this matchup against the Steelers it's an uncomfortable matchup for the Ravens. Like styles make fights, and I think the Ravens and the Steelers match up against them very well. What they want to do and what they're unable to do. So the flip side of that, if George Pickens doesn't play, man, Like that's the part that scares me because he's the one that stretches the field. He commands a lot of attention, and we've seen over the past few weeks when he's not out there, they cannot move the ball efficiently in the way that they have when he is out there.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll play Are You Sold? 314-399-9646. Again, 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. Are You Sold is next. time to play Are You Sold here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Super Bowl champion Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
All right, we've talked about this plenty of times, but from the 314, are you sold Major League Baseball needs less teams or a salary cap?
Yes, I think Major League Baseball needs a salary cap and a salary floor. As Carey has often said, it'll never happen. Too much money is to be made for the owners. Too much money is to be made by the top players. But I think that you have a regional sport, and you can go round and round and round, talk about the different marketing tactics and different changes to the rules, but ultimately we watch our favorite teams. It's not a regional sport. Or I'm sorry, it is a regional sport. It's not a national sport. It's not like the NFL where you're still interested in a matchup just because it's football and it's the NFL. In baseball, you're not flipping off your Cardinals at the end.
I don't flip my Cardinals off ever.
At the end of the game, you're not changing channels to watch the Mariners. Most likely, right?
Nah.
Just because it's baseball. So it's a regional sport, and I think that if you have a salary cap and a salary floor, you'd go a long way in improving your league and hopefully your product, as opposed to what we have now, which is just, 6 teams that can do with, that can spend and acquire all the talent.
Pick a team. I did.
Pick one of the 6. Yeah. You go, Carey.
From the 636, are you sold that Joe Burrow is Drew Brees 2.0?
It's an interesting comp.
That is. I saw that. I would say no, because I don't think and I'm thinking of all the receivers that Drew Brees had. He didn't have a Jamar Chase. He had Marcus Colston. He had
Marcus Colston.
Not Marcus Colston. What's the guy's name from Hofstra?
Wayne.
Oh, what is his name?
From Hofstra?
Yeah. He's like one of their best receivers.
Well, they had Michael. I get hurt all the time.
Not Mike Thomas. Had another one, but he's another one. I find his name. Gosh.
Wait, who we talking about? Drew Brees?
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it's Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, I'm like, what? Michael? Yeah.
My bad. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it was Marcus Colston. Yeah, it was totally Colston. That was Colston from Hofstra.
Yeah.
No, it's my fault. That was totally me. I screwed that up. For whatever reason, when I heard Drew, I heard Drew Bledsoe. See, I think Drew Bledsoe.
You think he's more of a comparison to Drew Bledsoe than Drew Brees?
Drew Bledsoe got to 1 Super Bowl. Number 1 overall pick.
I think he's better than Drew Bledsoe.
He might be, but think about like the career for Bledsoe.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like talent. Like I think talent-wise,
Bledsoe was really talented,
but he wasn't. Yes, but he wasn't Drew Brees talented or Joe Burrow talented, in my opinion.
Wasn't Bledsoe the number 1 overall pick, or am I drunk on this?
I believe so.
Or did I screw up something else here?
Nah, he was number 1. He was number 1 overall.
Number 1 overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Okay, 93 draft. I don't know. I thought Bledsoe was incredibly talented. Drew Brees put up sick numbers, so I guess that's the comparison then.
Yeah, Drew Brees is.
Yeah, he's like the record holder in damn near everything. Unless it's Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Or Brady.
From the 618, are you sold that there will be a $1 billion, with a B, $1 billion player in Major League Baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, I am sold on that.
Really?
What were we at now? 765? We're at $765 million for Soto. You don't think there's going to be $1 billion player? I do.
I saw a video. It was Chipper Jones.
What about like Bobby Witt Jr.?
Oh, he's getting screwed. He's going to be in his early 30s. I think 33 by the time he's up for another contract. He got, if you're looking
That's why you signed him early.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, he kind of got screwed.
Nah, he didn't get screwed
himself.
He didn't get screwed because he's making more money than he was.
That's
why you signed them early. The longer you wait, the higher the number goes.
Very true.
You get them early when they're young and just starting to get their career going and having some success. Because if you wait, like Juan Soto wasn't. He wasn't going for it. Nah, trade me.
Yeah.
I'll bet on myself. I don't know. Washington? No, thank you. San Diego? Nah, I'm good.
Do you
keep sending me elsewhere?
Do you think Juan Soto's worth that money?
I mean, the Soto shuffle alone is worth it.
I don't know if anybody's worth that money.
Ah, you hush your mouth, Anthony.
I'm just talking about from like a team perspective.
They pay it, you're worth it.
You're right about that. You're right about that. 100%.
If somebody's
willing to pay it, then you're worth it. Yep. So Carey's right. The answer is yes. How about we look at it from the team perspective? I would say no.
So if Soto, and this was the video that I watched last night on Foul Territory with Chipper Jones, they were talking about if Soto would have got his contract that he just received not this year, but last year, I think Chipper Jones said that he believes that Shohei Ohtani, if he was up for free agency, he would have got $1 billion.
Probably.
That makes sense.
Especially if he was pitching as well. Like, if he were a free agent going into next year and he pitches this year and has another, what's the word I'm looking? MVP. I was going to say Hall of Fame.
I don't know.
All-Star.
I was willing to help you. I just didn't know.
Another word.
I really didn't know.
BASF.
Yeah, right.
Another MVP season along with pitching. If he was going into his free agency year next year, yeah, 1B.
So MD 2020 brings up a fascinating question. They say, I don't know if the Mets were in the mix, but wouldn't they rather have Ohtani at that cost than Soto? That's really interesting.
Probably.
I would say yes, given the fact that eventually Ohtani's going to be a pitcher again. And when he's a pitcher, he's top end. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Appreciate all the text messages to the Air Comfort Service text line. Has Jordan Kyrou changed your mind? We took your mic drops, and we'll play them next here in the Fast Lane. Time Check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Super Bowl champion Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh is with us as well. And we asked you earlier today if Jordan Kyrou's changed your mind. Has he changed your mind this season with his performance? And we got a few mic drops that we'll play right now, including Jason's.
I think Kyrou is taking a step forward this year, like Thomas did last year. And he's a year behind Thomas as far as when he got to the NHL. I think everybody is going to always look at Kyrou as a player that doesn't have as much fire. But I, for one, think he should be here at least for this year to see how he plays. I think he's playing a lot better this year. I think fans expect him to be somebody he might not be. Kind of take it like Parayko being compared to Pronger. Parayko's not Pronger. He's just as good, a good player, just doesn't have the fight necessarily in him. And I think maybe that's where the comparisons, I don't lie.
Okay, so it's interesting. Jason brings up, I think, something that is honest and truthful in that we start to compare players, and if they don't match up to our comparison, then all of a sudden that they're a disappointment.
Right.
One thing I don't want to do is chastise fans that have been frustrated with Jordan Kyrou's play over the last 2 years, because I count myself among them. I didn't think Jordan Kyrou was playing up to his ability, his contract, anything over the last 2 years. I think that's, while it's subjective, I still think it's fair. I don't think the Blues were getting max Jordan Kyrou. Now, was he still productive? Yes. Was he more productive than some, including myself, gave him credit for? Yeah. But still not anywhere close to the player that you needed him to be. I think we're starting to see that now, Carey.
Is it fair to, I always say this, is you can have an opinion on something, but when you get new information, it's okay to change your opinion.
Sure.
And I think the opinion of Jordan Kyrou has been, oh, he doesn't work hard on defense. Oh, he's not deserving of this contract because he's getting paid too much. Oh, we don't like his demeanor or his attitude. We didn't like how he responded when Chief was fired last year. Like, I think all of those things can be your perception of the player from last year and years past.
Yeah.
If you're being honest, and I'm not just saying you, like if people are being honest, what you're watching now is a more mature player, a player that is showing effort and working harder on the defensive end, like doing the things that need, and he's an elite player. Like that goal he scored the last game where he, lifts the stick of the defender and kicks the puck to himself, goes top shelf over the glove. Like that's what those are when you see that, you're like, oh, let me shut up. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, if you're not being a hater, right? If you're being honest and saying, well, that was a hell of a play.
Right.
Like, you can have new information and have an informed opinion and make another decision based on what you're seeing now. I just think sometimes people get so frustrated with, well, he didn't do, and that's a hard way to live life. I think to still be angry about what happened 2 years ago.
Sure.
It's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. I don't know who that is.
J. Cole.
Maybe. Not yet.
Oh, that's actually, what's his name? What's his name? I think I'm feeling good. I'm not going to look at the text line. It's the guy with black hair.
Sam Smith.
No.
That'll narrow it down.
John Mayer. I think it's John Mayer.
There's no way that's John Mayer.
Or maybe it's Michael Bublé, one of those guys.
Might be Sam Smith. Aren't they all in the same genre? Michael Bublé? He's just a Christmas singer. I don't know. Either way.
No idea.
It's Michael Bublé.
Good job.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bacon wrapped wiener. Also mention that.
Yeah, so you can have a new opinion on Jordan Kyrou. It's a new dawn, new day.
Let's hear from Ed next.
Is Jordan Kyrou the player we thought he was? Yeah, he's exactly who we thought he was. A skilled guy who was fast. Yeah, that's right, son.
Yeah.
He's fast and can score. Guess what? He's starting to add some defense. That's great. That's what we need him to do. We need him to be him and then add the defense. You know what I don't need him to be? Connor McDavid. So he can stop with all the crazy stick handling. I mean, I've seen them do it like once out of every 10 times. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've never played hockey. But he should stick to what he's been doing recently. And I mean, maybe he's been doing. I haven't been watching. I'm sorry, guys. I just like to call and talk to you guys because you're such an awesome show. All right, love you. Bye.
Love it. We love you, Ed. That was well done. That's right, son.
I have no clue.
I don't know. I've been watching. Maybe he's been doing it. Yeah,
maybe not.
Nice job there, Ed. Yep. Well said. I mean, if he can be Connor McDavid, I'd rather have him be Connor McDavid. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, if he has
if he could be Connor McDavid, I would love him to just be Connor McDavid.
Sign me up. Yeah, I'm with that.
So, okay. All right, good. All right. Really. Let's hear from Benjamin next.
Hey, guys. Love the show. Thank you for all you do. On the subject of Jordan Kyrou, I think what we saw the other night with his speed and the finish, that's what we expect out of him. For his contract size, he's not getting paid to get the puck in the slot and shoot it center mass on the goaltender. Great players score goals in those situations, and if he's going to be getting paid the money that he's getting paid, he needs to finish when he's in those high-danger scoring areas.
Which he did.
Yeah, I think
made that play.
I think you're starting to see now him starting to finish on those opportunities. But at the beginning of the season, you did see breakaway after breakaway where you're like, come on, man, can you put the puck in the back of the net? You have all these opportunities. But now we saw against Dallas, right there in the slot, goal.
Yeah.
We saw against the Rangers, breakaway opportunity, scores. Like, you're starting to see it sort of shift. And I think that comes with confidence. Like, once one goes in, the next one goes in.
Right.
And then the next one goes in. And all of a sudden you start piling up goals, and then you end up having a season in which we expect Jordan Kyrou to have. And I think that's all coming because of Jim Montgomery. Like, I really do.
I do too. Yeah, I think he's unlocked something. Carey, I mean, you've coached, you've played for several coaches. I mean, it's just like anything, whether it's a coach or a teacher, there's going to be certain people that unlock your best potential.
I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know why. I was just thinking about, like, when you have certain people in your life, certain relationships, certain coaches, they can provide something that other people can't, right? And so I played for Kirby Wilson. He was my running back coach in Pittsburgh. The things he taught me, I was in my fourth or fifth year in the NFL, and I learned things that I had never knew before. I'm like, why the hell didn't nobody else teach me this?
Right.
And so it made the game, it slowed the game down. It made me able to process things much faster because now my eyes aren't going everywhere, running rampant. I know what I'm looking at. I know who I'm looking at, and I know what that means when they do a certain thing. And so it makes life easier for you when you and you do that by watching film. You do that by watching yourself, studying yourself, what you could have done differently in certain scenarios. And the coach is going over it like, here, you should have done this. Next time this moment comes up, think about this. And so now it's all it's no longer sped up for you because you are more comfortable in doing those things. And I think Jim Montgomery has shown him something or allowed him to understand something in a way that he is saying, oh, crap, I didn't think about it like that. And now when he's on the ice, he is thinking about it like that, and he's performing the things that's being asked of him.
We get a text from the 636. Only one key to 25, that being Jordan Kyrou. Consistency. He cannot go 10 games without a goal like he usually does.
Well, he hasn't. He's had like 6 goals in 7 games.
I think the part that the texter nailed is the consistency aspect. I mean, sometimes you're just going to go through some scoring slumps. The best of them do. But I do agree with your general premise that as soon as he locks in consistency, that's when you go from good to great. So,
by the way, Nina Simone was the original singer of that song we brought up. Not Michael Bublé.
Okay.
I'll shut up and just take that one on the chin.
Well,
that's okay.
Marsh, I don't. Yeah,
I was getting called names.
If he covered it, it's okay.
Yeah, well, right. If he covered
I'm getting called names,
Well, don't call Marshy names.
No, I mean, listen.
Actually, it was plural, so I think we're all getting called names.
What was the name? What was the names that we've been called?
This should be good.
I don't know. Are we allowed to say this word?
If you don't know,
radio, J-A.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a donkey.
Yeah, jackasses.
Yeah,
okay.
We're donkeys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll be honest with that texter. I have no shame for not knowing that. Like when you call somebody a name, you're really hoping that
it bothers you,
that they
hurts.
feel bad about themselves. I feel worse about the meatball I dropped in the.
You're still thinking about it
in the break room today.
You're still bothered.
Not knowing.
Oh man,
whatever this was.
If you all could have saw his face when he dropped these meatballs.
Yeah.
I
was devastated.
He was.
I still am.
It was just a normal conversation. You grabbed your food.
Yeah.
I was getting my coffee.
Yep.
You hit your elbow, boom.
Fumble
to the ground.
Yep, fumble the ball.
And you were like, ah. I was like, you're hot, aren't you? You're like, yeah, you have no idea.
I bottled it up.
Yeah.
I typically bottle things up.
Yeah.
You were upset more that you lost your food, not that you made the spill.
No,
like you
that
drop
happens.
things all the time.
Yeah.
But when you're hungry and you're ready to eat something and then it's either not there because somebody in your house ate it, that might be worse than dropping said food, because at least you drop it, you can blame you.
Absolutely.
But you go to the damn refrigerator expecting something to be there and it is
there. I wish that would have happened. Other than dropping it this time, but just because I dropped it, I feel horrible. So.
How many balls is he going to drop?
One today, a big one. All right, I'll muster the courage to keep going today, and
yeah, jackass.
We'll talk about the NFL Pick'em Challenge. Does Marsh get shot again?
Oh no,
for an 8th time? Ooh, that's next.
Oh,
on
I thought it was 7.
7 times. Who's counting? Well, you. Does Marsh get shot for a 7th time? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Get ready to pick 'em. It's the Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Well, you sure know how to pick 'em.
So unfortunately, we, the Fast Lane, once again lost to the Rizzuto Show in the Fast Lane Rizzuto Show Pick'em Challenge, refreshed by Bud Light. It is now 8-7.
What's going on?
This is devastating.
This might be. I mean, I hate to say this.
Go ahead.
This might be worse than a 28-3 loss.
I think it's definitely worse.
Yeah, we were 2 games away.
We were up 7-0.
Yeah.
7-0. We're talking about an undefeated season. Now it's 8-7.
Yeah, as a coach, you never. You got to go 1-0 each week.
Very true.
And I think we may have, started celebrating. We popped the champagne a little early. We thought we had a lead, but there was obviously still a lot of time left on the clock. Do we? I mean, it's almost like, the Uncle Mo. You ever heard of Uncle Mo?
I've heard of Mo Sizlak from
Uncle
Simpsons.
Mo is it's a real thing. It's called Uncle Momentum. And
we no
it's
longer
on
have it.
their side right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
tell that drunk uncle to get back over here.
I think we have to coax him back over. We got to do the right things for Uncle Mo to come back to our side because he's clearly with the Riz Show. I don't want to. I haven't taken an in-depth look into the numbers, Anthony. But when you're up that big, one would assume somehow or another, maybe there's some faulty plays, some shady stuff going on.
Interesting.
You don't just
magically turn it on.
Magically figure things out. I'm not saying that they're cheating, but I'm not saying that they're cheating.
I think King Scott got every single pick right this week.
I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
I don't know if there's a way to change your picks halfway through a game or not, but
no, there's not.
You don't know that, Anthony. The machine could be rigged.
I think we need to look ourselves in the mirror and take accountability.
I agree.
I don't like where you guys are going.
Droid FX, all caps, choke, AB, choke to the fullest. Bacon wrapped wiener says 1 is the loneliest number. That's because Splashback Deuce asked what our magic number is, and it is 1. Waterboy.
I thought it was 2.
It's 1. They are going to make a 30 for 30 on this pick'em disaster.
8-7.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, 8-7.
No, there are 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
There are 3 weeks left.
Well, 9. Yeah, no, there's no tiebreakers. Yeah, we got to get 10. Because it could be
1
it could be
for
9.
the longest
Oh, no,
time.
it could be 9.
It's 18. It's 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
It's
not
17 games, fellas.
No, we got to win 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
well, what happens if it's 9-9?
Then you go to the number system that I just figured out.
Oh, no,
and
we can't.
No, but that's for the week, though. That's only for the week.
Marshy, you don't want that number system.
No.
You don't want to leave it into the hands of the number gods.
Well, okay, hold on, though.
No, if we tie for the weeks, you're thinking of the number system. That's per week.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
okay, so
what's
how does
the
it
tiebreaker.
Okay, well, I mean, as of right now, let's just say we're tied, right? Let's just say we're tied now. I have 159 points. That leads everybody, both shows. Carey, you're 157. That's second.
I agree.
King Scott, 156. Riz, 156. Moon, 155. BK, 154. Jamie, 154. Marsh, 153. Rafe, 151. Learn, 145. It should go to total points.
Yeah.
You'd hate to find out that it doesn't.
We never established a tiebreaker.
We didn't have to. We're up 7-0.
Yeah.
7 goose egg.
This is bad, man.
All right, now, you might be wondering, who finished last this week? Is it Marsh? 7 shots he would face today if he, in fact, was the last for the fast lane. Jamie Rivers led the week with 13 points.
That's pretty good.
Andrew Marsh, 12 points.
Yes. Good job, Marshy.
Which was tied for no. I also had 12. So it came down to Carey Davis and Brandon Kiley. They both finished with 11 points. We woke up today to see what the tiebreaker was. And Carey Davis will not face the airsoft gun this week. It'll be Brandon Kiley, and his magic number is 2. So he will have 2 shots coming.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all he's been.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the people wanted this.
People wanted Kiley being punished? Yeah, I think so too. Regretful picks. Your most regretful pick?
Steelers.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. Yeah.
I was laughing at something. I'm sorry. I missed the question.
Most regretful pick.
Oh,
mine's easy. I don't regret taking the 49ers on Thursday night. I don't regret taking the Panthers. I don't regret taking the Dolphins. The number one regret I have, by far, not even close, was the Seahawks. I fell for their stupid toughness because they're not tough at all. And Green Bay went up there and bone sawed them.
That wasn't mine.
Hard.
Bone saw is ready.
I thought, hey, this whole spite thing has worked out real well for Carey. Let me drizzle a little spite into this. And I picked against the Packers.
You guys need to stop
me a week ago.
You need to stop that right now.
Yeah. Okay. Mine, my worst pick, and it's not even close. It was the Chargers. I had the Bucs.
No, I had the Chargers too.
I bought into the Jim Harbaugh. He's running the football. This defense
got shredded.
Oh my God, that was my
Baker Mayfield.
They ain't win a playoff game if they make it.
No, I agree.
Not a chance.
The Bucs will, but not the Chargers.
That's bad. That was a bad choice by me.
You don't regret the Seahawks more?
No, I regret the Chargers way more.
Okay. Yeah.
I do. I mean, based on the score, I believed that the Chargers were going to show up.
Yeah.
I thought their defense would not allow Mike Evans to just say, hey, I'm open. Throw me the ball. Like, they got pass
who would
rushers.
have thought they'd throw to him?
Well, who else they going to throw to?
Anthony, it's not your fault that Sam Howell doesn't know how to throw a football.
No, you're right about that. It's Sam Howell's fault. All right, we got to get to Joe Vitale. You join us next. We'll break down this Blues and Devils matchup next on 101 ESPN. I love the Missouri Athletic Club. It's one of the spots where when we're looking for different events that might be coming up, whether it's the end of the month here with Christmas, the holiday season, something to do maybe for the new year, whatever it may be, they always have events going on. West Clubhouse is great. The downtown location, they do fantastic work when it comes to the events that they put on there, the speaker series or various dinner events that they have. It's a great spot. In fact, it's two great places. That's my MAC, the Missouri Athletic Club.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues take on the New Jersey Devils tonight, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We are going to be joined by Joe Vitale coming up next, so stay tuned. Also last night, Monday Night Football, Minnesota defeated Chicago 30-12. Atlanta took down Las Vegas by a final score of 15-9. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Joe Vitale coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and let's talk with our guy Joe Vitale right now, who's on the headsets, I believe, at Enterprise Center, getting ready for the Blues and the Devils. Joe, you got us?
I got you guys. You guys got me?
Yeah, glad to hear your voice again. Last week we ended on such a poor note with Andrew Marsh leaving you high and dry.
You had to bring it up again, didn't you?
Despite hearing shots in the area. Joe, it's just so good to hear your voice.
He's a little. I'm alive and well. He's a little better this week. Not perfect. He calls me. He says, "Hey Joe, you there?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here. What are you eating? You sound like Mr. Ed the horse." And he goes, "I'm eating Cheez-Its." Cheez-Its? What are you, 7?
This might be an unpopular take, but I don't like Cheez-Its.
What?
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
Get stuck in your teeth.
That makes it better. You save. You have some for later.
Oh, Carey.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Joe, to your point, I actually wasn't I wasn't eating the Cheez-Its when I was talking to you. I had the remnents of the Cheez-Its still in my mouth. So what you just said makes sense.
Yeah.
Save some for later.
Joe, Joe, you ever get this? Is it when you say, I don't like Cheez-Its. Oh, well, would you like goldfish? No, it's the same damn thing.
It's the same thing. It's fake cheese.
Are you guys?
Thank you.
Here's the disappointing part for me is both of you all have children, younger children, and you will not be able to tell me you have not stuck your hand in a Cheez-It bag or a goldfish bag for a quick snack.
No, my
son had Cheez-Its or goldfish.
So did
I got Cheez-Its and goldfish as well.
Nope.
Yep.
Carey, we have dignity in the Stalter. We are a pirate booty kind of a family.
I like that.
All day, every day.
Yeah, the pirate's booty popcorn is good.
That is good.
The Cheez-Its.
No, those are like pirate booty, isn't it? Like
it's like popcorn. It's popcorn, right?
No,
it's like those little puffs.
Yeah,
puffs.
Puffs.
Cheesy puffs. There you go.
They're like it basically is like air. It's like air. You're eating air.
Cheddar air.
Yeah, it's solid.
You know what's really good is those zesty ranch vegetable veggie straw things.
Oh, the veggie sticks. Yeah, those
the
are
veggie
good
sticks.
Too.
Those we've had those.
Those are good
as well.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
No,
I just don't think nothing's appropriate when you call someone though, Marshy. Just a heads up. You can't be munching. It's like my dad. He used to love apples. He'd be like, "Well, Joe, the way I see it," I'm like, "Will you just finish your apple and then call me back? Come on, people, we gotta have some etiquette out there."
Very well said, Joe. Well said. We've been talking about Jordan Kyrou a lot throughout the show today, and it seems like Jim Montgomery has unlocked what has made Jordan Kyrou like his best version of himself. Was there a coach throughout your playing days, whether it's at the NHL level or otherwise, that did that for you? Because we've had the conversation about having certain coaches or teachers that just unlock the best of you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, and it was great. First of all, Jordan Kyrou yesterday, we were at the Blues family skate. They do it every Christmas. Really, there's not a lot of time to fit it in. They did a hospital visit, then of course, the player player and wife and family and kids with Santa Claus skate at Centene yesterday. I brought all my little minions out. They're all running around on the ice, and my oldest boy, he's 12, and he's at one end with Jordan Kyrou, and Jordan's, playing with them, and they're going 1v1 in, and I'm just waiting for my son's stick to catch him right in the eyeball. He's out 6 to 8 weeks, so thank God no one got hurt. No one got hurt, but I asked Harper afterward, I go, how was that? He's like, it was pretty dusty. I danced Kyrou all day. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're a confident young man. That's good. Apparently dusty and dance are good terms these days as I learn more and more about the kid language.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Jordan has been playing some of the best hockey that I've seen, since he's come aboard 6 years ago. I think that you look at the biggest thing Jim Montgomery has unlocked to him, Stoltz, is he's working away from the puck. And I was talking about this on the postgame the other day, where you have a coach that is trying to implement you working away from the puck, staying on the defensive side of battles, understanding how to be responsible in different areas, how to be supportive on the forecheck, even when you don't have the puck. I'll never forget Barry Trotz talking about Matthew Barzal 5 years ago. When he came into the New York Islanders, he had Matthew Barzal. He said, Matthew, listen, when you have the puck, you're a magician. No one can take that away from you. But you only have the puck, if you're lucky, maybe 20 seconds in a game. It's a 60-minute game. That puck is on your stick maybe 20 seconds. 20 seconds, think about that. Now, what are you doing away from the puck? That's the key. And I think Jim Montgomery has done that with Kyrou. And not only is he doing it, but he's getting rewarded offensively because of it. So when you are listening to your coach and doing these things, now then you're going to get rewarded. Then, guys, man, it's a win-win. And that play and that goal the other night sums that point up perfectly. It's a chip out in the D zone, and it's off to the races. He's racing, chasing down Lindgren. He's on his horse. Lindgren's got 2 steps on him. And Kyrou just closes that space right around the offensive blue line, picks his pocket. So he did everything that he was supposed to do away from the puck. He pushed the pace up the ice, put pressure on the forecheck, and created a turnover. Now, that's what Jim Montgomery is trying to get him to do. Now, he not only does that, but he actually gets a breakaway off that play and scores a goal. So it really does go hand in hand. And you love to see Jim Montgomery and what he has done for Kyrou when he was an assistant here, and now taking over as he's really having a lot of these young players flourish. For me, really quickly, it was Tony Granato. Mm-hmm. Of course, you see him now on TNT, and he's doing a bunch of desk work. He's obviously in remission from cancer. He's just one of the best humans I've ever been around. When I came up into the league, I was around a lot of, big-time, cutthroat, hardcore type of coaches, the old school type. And they were so quick about pointing out all the deficiencies I had. They were so quick about pointing out all the turnovers I had. I don't know why. I think the game has changed a lot, thank goodness. But I remember Tony, taking me aside at that, second or third camp, but after I'd been cut for the first 2 years, and he just grabbed me and said, you're going to be on this team this year. And I'll never forget it. It was at the Consol Energy Center at the time, and I was kind of stunned after practice. And he goes, you mark my words, you're going to be on this team this year. Keep doing what you're doing. One day at a time, you're going to be here. Anyway, the story is that these players need belief. You got to feed them. Yeah, they're adults. Yeah, they're professional athletes. Yeah, they make millions of dollars. But we're all kids. We're all kids at the end of the day, and we need someone to believe in us. And, so much of this stuff goes wrong. We get into these little valleys in life, and you get in these little valleys of the profession we are a part of. You get in these slumps. And sometimes you just need a guy to give you a pat on the back and say, I believe in you, even though you don't believe in yourself. And for me, Stoltz, that was Tony Granato. And I think we're seeing the same thing here for Jim Montgomery and Jordan Kyrou.
Joey, the Blues were very active this offseason, and we've just recently saw the trade for Cam Fowler. Do you think Army is done making moves?
I don't think so. No, I look at, a couple different areas of this team that continues to improve or can continue to improve. And I think that he is going to do his due diligence to keep pushing the pace on that. It's no shock that he made a move this early. He is a general manager notorious for doing things right off the hop. You go back to the Tarasenko deals and the O'Reillys back a few years ago. Those were all done very early. I think Tarasenko was done in January. So is it coming? I still do believe it is, Carey. I think his phone is always on ringer, on, as loud as it can be. I always think he's willing to entertain a call. And I think that he does what a lot of GMs should be doing more of, which is continue to find ways to make your team better, because you're looking at the product right now the St. Louis Blues put on the ice. It's been a good little run under Jim Montgomery. They're only one game over 500, though, and they know that, to be fair, to be honest about getting in April, you're going to need to put yourself in a really good position come January. Is that 5, 6 games, 7 games over 500? Realistically, that's probably what you're going to need because when it comes to that second week of April, if you want to get in, it's going to roughly take about 96, 97 points. That's 13, 14 games over 500. Right now, you're one. You got to put together a good stretch.
Former NHLer Joe Vitale joining us right now. We'll be on the call tonight for the Blues and Devils matchup. Our pregame show starting right here on 101 ESPN. You're home with the Blues at 6 o'clock. Joe, Carey just asked you about making more moves. What did you think of the Cam Fowler addition? Do you like the fit?
I do like the fit. I think that you're looking at how he has already adjusted, Stalls. He team high 23 minutes and 50 seconds versus the New York Rangers last game. They're not easing him in. They're just throwing him in the deep end and saying, go play. Cam Fowler has been notorious his entire career for playing 27, 28, 30 plus. I think he's got the NHL record for current players, I believe, playing the most in the game at 38 plus minutes. I believe that was a playoff game, but at the same time, that he's got the legs, he's got the endurance to do it. And, you look at some of the plays he's making. I think it's no surprise that the Blues have spent less time in the defensive zone. You look at that New York Rangers game, the Rangers, outside of those few minutes pushed at the end of the game, they really couldn't sustain any forecheck. Even when they got there, they were constantly back-checking. And I looked at Cam Fowler, and he made about 4 or 5 just exceptional passes from his own defensive zone corner, about 100 feet up, right around the neutral zone, to a sprawling or shooting post, if you will, player coming across that red line, and, of course, shooting him in, and then obviously you're in the offensive zone. So it's that first pass. And it's not always that 5-6 foot first pass. It's the 20, 30, 50, 120 foot first pass that can get you from zone to zone within a split second. That's what he brings. So that's what I think they're continuing to look for in him, is his ability to make that play out of the defensive zone, to relieve any kind of pressure for the opposition, to spend any quality time really in the offensive zone where it can burn you.
Joey, I'm wanted to mention this to you because we talked about food earlier, and Anthony forgot to mention what he did during the break earlier today, and I know this is probably going to hurt your heart. We were in the break room, and I was getting me some coffee, and Anthony had just warmed up his food. Some meatballs, Italian meatballs, sauce, looked wonderful. Yeah. And then he dropped it all over the break room. Now, yeah.
Thanks, Joe. I feel your sympathy right now.
I didn't get a taste, but it looked like it was delicious, and I know that's heartbreaking, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's one of those things in life, Carey, that when it's going down, it life just goes in slow motion.
Just heated it up.
Now, obviously, it's a good Italian meatball, so he picked it up and he manned up and ate it, because you're not going to waste.
Actually,
Joey, I thought about it.
He did
don't
not.
Say it. Don't say it.
He went to get a roll of napkins, cleaned his mess up, and pulled the trash can over and threw it right away.
That really upsets me. I thought the Cheez-It fiasco. I thought almost getting shot last weekend was upsetting, and Marshy was the getaway car and left me hanging. I thought that was upsetting. This may be the worst.
That makes me feel better.
We were one quick meatball story, then I'll let you guys go. My very first game to St. Louis when I was playing for the Penguins, my family, we had this reunion, and they were all excited. I had like 3 boxes. I definitely played for free that night here at the time. I think it was a Scott Trade, or maybe it was a Savs. I can't remember. Anyway, so we're coming in the night before, and my parents have this idea a few weeks before I get there, saying, "Hey, let's get the team over for dinner." I said, "That would be great. Let me talk to Sid and some of the guys," and the team loved it, because they're so tired of going out on the road and going to all these restaurants and eating heavy and all this stuff, and it's expensive. So whatever. So we end up organizing it where the whole Penguins team comes over to my house, my first trip back to St. Louis. And so it's a Friday night, and we're all having the best time. My dad made the meatballs and the bread, and we had chicken. We had just so much food. And all my family was basically the waiter and waitresses. My sisters, sisters-in-laws, brothers-in-laws, they're all helping serve bread and going around the tables. It's family style, right? And they're all in my living room. It was a wonderful memory. And then I'll never forget, my sister-in-law was moving around the table, and she's serving meatballs. Now, Chris Letang was on my team, still is currently a Penguin. And the thing about Chris is he's like a Fabio. He is a model-looking, tight shirt, designer pants, everything fits perfectly. He's not afraid to spend $3,000 on a pair of loafers. That's the type of guy he is. French Canadian. He loves his style. So my sister-in-law is walking around, and she's asking if anyone wants more meatballs. So she puts a meatball. She's holding it up, and it drops, and it hits his plate. And we just got back from Montreal. We went from Montreal to St. Louis. He got this brand new white Versace shiny shirt. And this meatball, fellas, it hit the plate. And like I said, slow motion. Everyone's like, no. And the sauce just went kaboom all over his brand new white shirt. And my sister-in-law's face just dropped. And everyone at the table was like, yes, yes, this is the best day of my life. And he was just completely in shock. We got Tide Sticks and club soda. We did the best we could to get it out, and he was so gracious, and he was a great sport about it. But every time we're serving meatballs, I always think to lower it and be very, very gentle. And Stalls, I know you'll never let that happen again.
No, I won't, Joe. I really haven't recovered, and that happened 2 hours ago. I'm still devastated. I'm really not here, man.
He's hungry.
I'm not.
Really
I'm not here.
If I were in that studio, I would be fishing through that trash can looking for that meatball.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yep, I did. All right, Joe. We appreciate you, man. Good stuff. We'll talk to you again next week.
Hey, you guys, be good to each other this week. Are we talking next week or is it Christmas? We're going to talk next week, I think.
Yeah, we might. If not, Merry Christmas to you, all right?
If we don't, if you guys think about taking off a little extra time early, you know what? Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. See ya.
And a Happy New Year. Nice show. See you, buddy. That's Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Just a good dude.
He is. Joey's awesome, man. He's hilarious. His food takes are amazing. I knew he would get a kick out of you dropping that meatball.
He didn't get a kick out of it, and I appreciate it. Yeah,
he was hurt.
I appreciate it.
Not as hurt as you, but he was definitely hurt.
Yeah. Well, good thing we just got one more segment.
You can go home and eat now.
Be nice. Probably have stuff to do. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Bet the board, 3 stars of the day, and criticisms and compliments next.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals can help you out. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. They understand that job site cleanup for your contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. But you don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to be a contractor. If you have things that you recycle, that you would like to recycle, if you have a yard sale, a garage sale, you couldn't get rid of some of those things, Scrap Mart can help you out as well. And if you own heavy equipment, you know it's frustrating. It breaks down time and time again. You have to repair it over and over. When the time comes to end your suffering, Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. If you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they buy it. They offer convenient drive-on scale, and they will give you the highest payout. You'll always get the top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them today at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. That's scrapmartmetals.com.